Hey, Tempest. Can you hear me now? Is everything okay now? Should be good now, I hope. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome back. Sounds good here? Good. Okay, I'll give it like 2 minutes I'll give people 2 minutes to come back, and then we will get back on it. I don't know what happened there. I had to look at Task Manager and wasn't going over 50% on CPU, GPU, memory, whatever. But then I have had like DaVinci Resolve Studio like open all fucking day today, so I'm wondering if it's something to do with that maybe. He hates us. Welcome back, everybody. Let's put some music on actually whilst we just give it a minute for people to come back. Yeah, thank you. Please let me know if the problems continue. No DaVinci license. You got a license for that. Apparently, YouTube's got a new thing where they terminate your stream when it hears slurs. Don't think you had to end the... I don't know, iStudy. You're asking technical shit from me. I don't know, iStudy. I thought I'd just start again from scratch. Start again fresh, right? Okay, let's start again from here. We'll go over the... you're a weirdo, Pascal Saucer. Fuck you. I need to see my cameo Shinasa. Unfortunately, Ball Whale, not in this preview, but she will be there. She will be there. I assure you, YouTube said they were quite clearly. Okay, well, let's start off again from here now. Let's get this start off again. Playlists. Actually, let me move you down here so I can quickly pause you when we don't need background music. I got the chat here. Actually, let me reorganize my windows so I can quickly flip between stuff. Put you there, put you there, put you there. I don't need you up anymore. Okay, and then I will He's also mentioned how much he treasures her friendship with Pippa, and the two of them have had many fantastic collaborations together. On the surface, Leah can be described as a high-energy, bratty little sister type. However, underneath that surface is a very introspective streamer who, at her core, just wants to make her company proud and do her best to keep her viewers entertained. When applying to FaZe Connect, Leah had no experience streaming, and the whole VTuber thing seemed too good to be true. She decided to audition anyway, thinking that Sakana was nice, and that it would be a career she could succeed in.
Do you remember your FaZe Connect audition?
I do.
Tell me about it.
I remember, I thought the whole thing was a scam because there was like the specific thing in the Reddit ad that they said, and I was like, if this is true, I could do this as a full-time thing, but like, I don't think this is true. So I had my call with Sakana on Discord, and it went really well. He was really nice, and I asked him about it, and he was like, no, like, this is for real. And I was like, what the hell? And so he was like, yeah, I'll email you to follow up. And I was like, okay, cool. And then when he emailed me, he was like, can you give me a sample of your singing? And I was like, okay, here you go. And he was like, when I sent it, I was like, it's really not that good. Like, I'm not a singer. This is not good. And he was like, man, you weren't kidding. This isn't good at all.
Direct as usual.
I'm not getting into FaZe Connect. It's over. It's over. I'm never gonna be able to be a VTuber now. And then he was like, anyway, so we have to have a Discord call so we can talk about you know, like your model and like, you know, your branding and stuff. And I was like, wait, what, huh? And like contract stuff. And he was like, oh yeah, you got it, congratulations.
Did you have to submit videos back then?
For the audition, yes, but like I never streamed before, so I didn't have like any streaming experience. So I just submitted a video of me talking. Like it was just me and a camera, and I was talking. You
sang a song, and I was deeply touched.
Stuff. It was like not edited either.
And Leah was ruthlessly bullied by Sakana about her terrible singing just before the debut. Leah has a spectacular personal and professional development journey in VTubing, starting as more of a contemporary VTuber, acting in a bratty but mostly safe manner with elements of the Genki Girl archetype. Most of Leah's early content involved gaming, collabs, and chatting sessions with her community. Leah, don't scream poggers, please. That's very cringe. From time to time, her love of edgy internet humor, internet history, and general degeneracy would slip out.
We're all really big fans of this YouTuber. His name is Dream.
Isn't this the guy that got dragged on Twitter for being like really fucking ugly? He's a really ugly person who was caught catfishing.
Leah-chan, we are right now live. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, say, oh my god, Leah, LMAO corpse husband. Who's corpse husband?
Shh, Leah-chan! Shh! Urusei! Leah-chan!
What?
Eventually, Leah started showing promise in other ways. She would sometimes plan deep dive streams in niche internet subjects of personal interest to her. There are also long-form Zatsudan or just chatting streams with an emphasis on playfully hostile banter over chat.
Big Bang was the beginning of the universe. No, stop. No, you... Stop! No, the Big Bang was the meteor that came down from space onto Earth and blew up and broke up Pangea and took out the dinosaurs. Yes.
Americans.
This was far more successful with her audience over the regular VTuber gimmicks. Given the right material from her audience, Leah could keep things going for hours on end. For many years, she would struggle with confidence. Despite being harsh on herself, she would continue to work hard and power through her streaming career, focused on making her community happy and making FaZe Connect proud.
I don't know, I just feel like I want to become someone that, like, deserves the success
Gay
more.
bitches,
To
yeah.
talk about, like, you know, being, like, this, side character and stuff. And, you know, like, I'm okay with it, but I think it's more like I've made peace with it and I can joke about it freely and stuff. But I don't feel like I've really earned my spot or, like, my opportunity to shine in the way that, like, I want to. And so that should really be the priority that I have at the moment. Rather than, like, thinking, like, oh, well, this is just something that I'm doing in the meantime. Like, this should be, like, what I'm doing. I don't know, I feel like it's made me fall behind a lot. Or maybe, like, I definitely don't seem like I'm as grateful to be here as, like, I am.
Despite her brainworms, Leah has been an inspirational VTuber to many, such as Nyana Banyana, and she's also been very supportive of smaller content creators, which she doesn't make a big deal about.
I thought Leah was great on the concert. I think when I saw Leah perform in the concert, I kind of teared up. I teared up a little. And it's funny too because she started like not knowing how to sing, and then she started not knowing anything of this, and so she worked really hard, and it showed. I'm very proud of her too. And so with me, I kind of feel similar.
Leah is autistic and has expressed her difficulties with the condition, hoping introspection and discussion with her community, many of whom are also autistic, will help them deal with the self-hatred and mental health issues that can result from it.
It's comforting when you talk about your autism and struggles. Helps me feel like less alone. I've been going through it with self-hate about it. Zach, thank you so much for $5. Like those things that like I've hated about myself, like I in a way like hate less, knowing that there's like a legitimate reason for it. I want you, like to be aware that like for that one person out there, like, there's someone else going through that, and hopefully make that one person out there like feel less alone. And so I don't know, especially with this, I feel like it's important for me to talk about because like we're seeing right now, like there's people that definitely go through this, and you guys, like I don't know, I want you guys to not be in a position where you hate yourself like I was, and hopefully feel less alone.
Leah's fans are known as the Leahcons.
Suck my motherfucking dick. Suck my dick. Suck my motherfucking.
And they're like a cult, having an intense passion for their Oshi. They like Leah because she is Leah, and they like to lick Leah. They're very similar to Shondo's fan base. Have you ever gone on Twitter and seen a post from someone with Shondo's Oshi mark? You know it's going to be absolute cinema, because it's either going to be the most fucked up schizo shit you've ever seen in your life, or it's going to be the most wholesome, mature, and lovely comment ever. In Shondo's fan base, this will normally come from two different people, but the Leahcons are more like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Usually, the Leahcons are surprisingly normal for VTuber fans, and many were drawn to her determination to succeed in spite of her scuff and inexperience, and they found it endearing to watch her growth occur. Leah's debut went terribly with constant audio issues, but she powered through anyway and did it all over again. Overall, they're a very friendly and active bunch. Just For the love of fuck, don't mail on stream Leah. Vietnam! Vietnam! She once made a promise to the Leacons.
Maybe one day I'll be able to pick up dancing again. I want to do 3D model Leah and dance for you guys one day. That is my Leah dream. I don't know if I put that on like my debut like goals or something, but it is a goal.
And after 3 years of Phase Connect, she did it at the 2024 Anime NYC concert. Leah got on stage and showed off her years of hard work.
Thank you guys for coming to the Face Connect concert. Oh, I hope it's been really fun to watch this whole time. No? Yes? No. You guys are hating it. You're hating every moment of this. You're saying, please, light it up. I can't stand it anymore. I want to get out of this stupid concert. No,
She's so
no,
fucking good at doing this. She's a
Keeping
natural
you in your
at
seats
this.
for at least 3 more hours. So, until then, please enjoy the Baby Shark song. Yay!
In the end, she's made the Fishman proud, fulfilled the promise she made to the Leacons, and was even able to get on stage with a cameo she mint.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you guys so much for supporting us, Face Connect. You know, myself, Mint, NYC, Spawn, Sakana's idol dream, making all of this possible. This has been my dream my whole life. My whole life. Little baby Leah. If little baby Leah... Okay, now I'm gonna cry. If little baby Leah knew that one day she would be able to perform in front of such a lovely crowd, she would have been a very happy baby. She would have never been depressed ever. She would have been so happy growing up, working towards that. So I'm very thankful that my life dream could be realized. At the very least, thank you for helping me achieve my dreams, and thank you for being a part of the moment that made my life truly the best that I could ever ask for. Yeah, I don't say this often, but I'm sick. Leacons, I love you.
Gross.
I'm never saying that again.
Quest completed. Character development. To finish off, we have to talk about a recurring character in Leah's streams, her own mother, Rin Mama. Rin Mama has proved highly popular in the Face Connect community, with her funny banter, flirtatious behaviour with the chat, chemistry with her daughter, and a sense of humour even more shocking and weird than Leah's.
Have you? Oh yeah, Mom. What do you think of the mouse pad?
I hope it is waterproof. Pretty much. Because I'm pretty sure that there's some in there that would...
I love Rin Mama.
No,
I could find you a new daddy right now.
What the?
Oh my god, it's so small.
Oh my god, it's never big enough for you. It's
Well, I mean, like, I do have a certain limit. No one likes you. You realize that,
Look
right?
at this. I'm gonna win.
You're just here for me.
Rin Mama, will you stream Cyberpunk 2077? It has Keanu Reeves.
I heard that it has Keanu Reeves, and yes, I will. I will play it, because he's my dad.
Can you not see this shit on? Can you shut the fuck up, please?
Like, I might need a towel.
Please. Oh
Look at you, and
it's from the FNAF movie.
you just...
It's from the movie.
You remind me that pills don't work.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
She would probably rank somewhat in the top 3 talents if she worked for real. And that is Leah, Phase Connect's fun, chaotic teen idol sensation. Now let's look at the woman formerly known as the Stinky 4chan Yabbit. The old video that put Maulington on the map, here it is. A recycled meme, but a good one.
Please remove any metallic items you're carrying, keys, loose change.
I'm gonna fucking shoot up a Walmart!
Back up! Stand back up!
So, hey guys. for all except the poor and disabled.
I mean, that meme
Pippa
is 2 years
Faith
old.
Connect's passionate, chaotic rabbit. She's a very complex character, evolving tremendously as a content creator and a person over the last 4 years. At the beginning of her career, Pippa was incredibly shy and would often be too scared to talk to her fellow gem mates, concerned that they hated her.
We are writing right now Pace History. What would be your chapter in Pace History? Give us a memory, something from 6 months. Thank you, Pippa-chan. じゃあ、私、
The break.
I don't know what to say. Any of your favorite
memory.
Yeah. I can't
memory.
think of anything right now.
Anything. When we will get
I can't think of anything
graduation.
right now. Okay. You can go back to me. I don't know.
Which they didn't. Fortunately, gen mate and colleague Tenma,
Pippa.
who Pippa met before Phase Connect, was able to help with encouragement.
Before I go back to work, you are playing with Leah and Rook up at the chan. Remember this much. B-chan, I don't know where.
This earlier in today's Oshi Push stream, by the way, but it's just like such big props to Tenma for doing this, right? Because when we're looking at VTuber corporations and stuff, you know, there's so much like toxicity, backstabbing, fake, mean high school drama and shit. Now, I don't expect people in VTuber corporations to genuinely be friends with each other or necessarily even get along, right? And I imagine that there are many Phase Connect talents who just have a professional relationship. Some of them might even have a mildly adversarial one, but they can at least be professional and act decent to each other, you know, on stream, right? But this is like Tenma, right? So right here, Tenma's at work. Tenma's at her day job in the office, and she's spending her lunch break watching Pippa's stream and like encouraging Pippa because she's basically Pippa's doing a collab without Tenma for the first time with just Leah and Urika. And here she is, right? Like saying to Pippa, you know, remember Pippa, you're streaming with Urika and Leah. Don't be shy, you know, open up and, you know, work with them. Which is I think is like, what's the word? Is a testament to Tenma's character, basically. Big props to Tenma for doing that.
Where they are.
Back in the day, Pippa had a radically different character. Her stream titles and brand revolved around the cutest rabbit does X, and she would speak in a cringe, cutesy, fake idol voice.
Chat, do you want a kiss? You want a kiss? Winding up.
What's going on with you? What are you talking about? You sound insane.
She's best known for her tangents, unfiltered internet humour, shit posting.
I personally went out of my way to compile a list of the most fucked up fetishes, and basically, if you have any of these, you're free to hit the unsubscribe button and fuck off.
Introspection.
Because I fucking hate myself, and I will always view myself as inferior to every other person in existence. Because I cannot possibly fathom the fact that I am an adult and I am capable of doing the things that I see other people doing. So,
Oh, Pippa.
I just don't think about that.
Bless her.
I think about how fucking cool Kason is, and I see all the things she does, and I'm like, oh my god, she is such a fucking queen. And I hope I can be that cool one day. I aspire to be like that. I'll never be like that, but I aspire.
And Zatsidan streams, as well as strong opinions on guns and self-defense.
I've had people break into my house with guns, Leah. Really? Yeah. Holy shit. What did you do? I called the police. With the people waited in the bathroom with my gun? You have a bathroom gun? I have a lot of guns. Fuck.
But she's also a variety streamer who enjoys playing MMOs.
Do you have autism?
I don't have autism.
Down syndrome?
I was Pippa.
Reacting to videos.
Maybe.
You look like a brick.
This is Jeff.
Jeff
is
based.
a heroin addict and has been for the last 14 years. He is sick.
Rage gaming.
Come here. Come here. Come here. I'm going to rape you! He's actually fucking ass mad, chat. He's actually fucking trying to do. Oh, what's that? What's that? Your KDA? Your KDA? 1 kill, 3 deaths? I wonder who killed you 3 fucking times,
you fucking sad sack of shit.
And creating fun projects, like the P-Possum.
P-Possum, my beloved. I fucking miss you so much.
I have replaced your streamer. The Pippa you know is gone now. There is only me, the opossum.
Actually, speaking of Rage, I should have shown off Overwatch. Originally, I did have the Overwatch clips for Pippa's Rage Gaming, but then I put just the Mecha Break one in because Pippa screaming, "I'm gonna rape you" is just like too funny. Like before that, I had the clip of Pippa where she's going like, "You guys suck so fucking bad. The fucking spawn camping us at the goddamn door," and then she starts screaming. I had that one to begin with.
Her most iconic project was in 2022, where she created a fake VTuber corporation called Flavor, in which she pretended to be its CEO.
Pee-pee-pee! My name is Pippa, and today I am announcing the grand opening of my VTuber agency.
Obviously, I've got a standalone documentary on Flavor coming soon as well, and also I'm going to talk about Flavor in part 2 of the doc, as in the second documentary video. It's not going to be in part 1, obviously, because Flavor didn't happen in part 1, but I think Flavor is an important part of Faith Connect's history. So I will be talking about Flavor in part 2, in video 2 of the documentary series.
It was so successsugar, dozens of aspiring VTubers took up the characters she invented and made them their own, like Nyana Banyana, Mina Vanilla, Bro Lime, Juan Sugar.
And again, I'm going to put clips, or, well, not clips, but I'm going to put videos, like images, videos, silent videos of Flavor in the background as I'm saying this, by the way, and their channels as well. But yeah, Murray, Flavor was... Oh, shit. Flavor was November 2022? Yeah, 3 years ago, Murray.
Remy Ricotta, and Senna Bonbon. Most of them still stream today. She's also known for her hot takes, crazy, chaotic rants.
You are so stupid. You have been conned by the idea.
By the way, I put the Deus Ex music in the background, and I think putting Deus Ex music in the background every time Pippa goes on a rant is so fucking good. My inspiration for doing this is that Alex Jones video where like Alex Jones is talking about like aliens and body possession and shit, like on the Joe Rogan podcast, and it works with Pippa as well.
That every computer should come overclocked by default with a shit ton of bloatware that supposedly makes shit run better, but all this shit was optimized for is the little fucking 11-year-olds that want to play GTA 5 with ray tracing and fancy ass fucking graphics. And if you want to do literally anything else, then go fucking kill yourselves, because AAA gaming is
hey,
in
Burner
bed
Boss.
with these fucking computer hardware companies, and all they want to do is vigorously jerk each other off and make the same dog shit products with updated RGB and more fucking software. You are stupid. You are the downfall of this industry. Return to things working just out of the fucking box. Stop with all of this fucking bloatware that does nothing. You are a cuck if you want this. You are getting cucked. You are getting bent over and fucked by the fucking computer companies that don't care about you.
You have a single fact to back that up.
And pushing the boundaries set by management, much to Sakana's dismay. In the early days of The Cutest Rabbit, Pippa would often go on conspiracy theory rants and scream about her hatred of glowies and alphabet agencies, which attracted a significant amount of attention from 4chan VTuber fans.
What the heck is NSA? What are all these organizations and agencies that I've never heard of? I only know the FBI and CIA. Is there really a need for all of these? Can't they just like become like one? Can't they just...
They shouldn't exist to begin with.
Oh yeah, you
They
used to call them
literally only
glowy.
exist to subjugate people.
I just completely
Yeah, they're
ignored them.
glowies.
I just completely ignored them. I just ignored.
You ignore them until they come for you.
Oh, you mean how like...
Have you heard of Waco, Texas?
Pippa, no!
We'll save that for another stream.
Pippa herself would admit to having a somewhat parasocial relationship with her audience.
Learned as a person that
I thought about taking this clip out. I don't know. I don't know if this is really. I don't think there's a problem with it as such, but I don't know. I just don't think people will be interested in this. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think, if I should leave this in or take it out, because it's like just not interesting. Let me know.
Sometimes I need to back off of it. Sometimes I need to... Pippa, no containment, whatever. Fuck containment, man. I need to focus on other things, right? I do love VT. I love the people on VT. I do care about you guys.
No, she doesn't.
But fuck off! But stream is the most important thing to me, right? My gen mates are one of the most fucking important things to me, right?
Before being assigned the iconic pint rabbit, her original...
Okay, leave it in. Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if people are really just interested in knowing that Pippa was fucking parasocial for VT back in the day. I don't know if it's just like take it out and just keep going with something else. Leave it in. Okay.
Model was going to be a bitchy, generic cat girl VTuber type.
Hello, Nya. Today starts my first day at Face Connect. Please be kind
Hey, Razorwinds. How's it going, buddy?
Apologize for any scuff, Nya.
At one point, she was going to get the Ashalia model. The switch to the cute pink little rabbit.
This is a preview
one of the greatest
of the Face
and
documentary.
luckiest decisions the company's made, as the juxtaposition between the shit that comes out of Pippa's mouth and the cuteness of the model is highly amusing and probably played a significant role in her success. Pippa has a strong passion for VTubing and enjoys talking about the various subjects concerning the industry. She also loves giving advice to prospective VTubers on how to succeed, and will support and collab with any VTuber who takes her interest, regardless of size. You can frequently see her communicate and emotionally support her own fan base on Twitter or on stream when they're having a bad day.
I'll be happy when I'm dead, no jokes, just depressed. You know what, man? I'm not gonna tell you to go touch grass, because it'll make you happy, and I'm not gonna tell you to go seek therapy. I'm just gonna say, man, I think you should keep on living even though you're depressed, and you're not gonna be happy when you're dead. Or maybe you will be, but I think you can be happy in this life too. You just have to find something that you're passionate about and keep on pushing through and pursue it. And if you don't know what you're passionate about yet, then you just gotta keep on going through and do your best to be a person living their fullest life, so that way when you do die, you'll have good isekai karma, and you'll be isekai'd into whatever world you want to be isekai'd into. Okay?
Oh.
Yeah, I believe in you.
Pippa is a HoloLive reject and was denied from all VTuber corporations she applied for, with only FaZe Connect giving her a chance. Pippa described her audition and mentality as follows.
Deadass, my audition to Face Connect, because I did not give a fuck, was like this.
Hi, my name is Shipkin Pippa. I am a full-time streamer, and I don't know why my audio's fucked up on this, but I guess my recording software fucked up. Anyways, I like to play video games, and here's some clips of me playing video games. My content speaks for itself. Thanks.
And that's what I actually said. I said my content will speak for itself.
FaZe manager and future talent Dizzy Docro actually recommended to the fish.
No, Dicato, unfortunately, I don't think she didn't quite make it. I think they're looking for a different kind of VTuber in FaZe Connect, honestly, because FaZe Connect is looking for more say-so VTubers and you know, people who don't say slurs or any mean words, really. So unfortunately, they gave Pippa a pass on that one.
Man, that he shouldn't hire Pippa.
You said some not so nice things about me, Dizzy.
And you get it, right? Like, we are forever grateful to Sakana for giving us a place in this company and putting trust in us.
Dizzy messaged Sakana. She was like, don't hire Sheena either, that bitch.
However, Sakana's instincts told him otherwise, and as we'll find out, ignoring Dizzy's hiring advice is usually the right thing to do.
You want a staff job and you want a staff job. Anybody care about what I want?
I do.
Shut up. Get out.
One of the most iconic moments of her career involved playing the game Getting Over It, where in a fit of rage at failing a jump, she screamed,
I'm gonna fucking shoot up a woman! In Minecraft.
The sometimes controversial nature of her content led to a nickname by the community of the Yabbit. Over time, she's toned this down considerably, concerned that this behavior will get the company and her colleagues into trouble.
Because like people are like, oh, Pippa, like why do you self-censor now? Why do you do this? Why do you do that? And it's like, well, because if I don't, then it becomes an issue for everybody around me, you know? If it's just me, it doesn't matter. And it used to not matter because FaZe wasn't really a big company. But now anytime I do anything, it's fucking made an issue for everybody else. It's not like a voluntary thing of, oh, you know what? Actually, all of a sudden, I want to be very safe, and actually I don't want to I don't want to play anything even remotely controversial. That's not a choice, but it kind of is, because being in FaZe Connect is a choice. But I don't want to leave FaZe Connect. I like it here. I like my coworkers, and I like management, and I like everything. And other PC memes act more unhinged. Is it only bad when you do it? It's not only bad when I do it.
It is in fact not only bad when she. In fact, it is not only bad when she does it, as it turns out.
I have a lot more people looking to point out whenever I do anything wrong than the other members. So any mistake that I make is amplified 10,000 times.
She would also explain that some of her early behaviours were influenced by serious mental health issues. However, Pippa makes no apologies for her past content, which has always revolved around a degree of shitposting and memeing, so she's not exactly an iDubbbz kind of figure who has disavowed their previous audiences in shame. Despite the change in direction, the silliness does return from time to time.
I'm calling Walmart, chat. Hello?
The customers stare at you and continue their business.
This is such a good stream. I love this one.
Pant leg.
I kick the kid. I look around the store for Elon Musk.
You see various people, but don't spot Mr. Musk in the mass of people.
I pull out a gun and I ask where Elon Musk is.
Everyone gasps as some customers and employees scream, some trying to call the police, and some just run and hide behind the shelves. There is no sign of Elon Musk in the Walmart.
I start firing wildly into the air and scream, "Where is Elon? Where is Elon Musk?"
Random Pippa facts. Pippa is very paranoid and once got very upset when someone complimented her shoes. Pippa has the nickname Chicken Pizza among her Korean fans.
Okay, chicken pizza. Let's address this chicken pizza stuff here. So apparently, Moon Toki has already told us this, but chicken pizza is like the nickname Korean viewers have made for me, have cursed me with. It was silly at first, but then the Westerners also started jumping in on it, and now I'm just getting called chicken pizza left and fucking right.
Pippa hates Brazilians.
The fucking Brazilians!
You think they would understand their home territory, honestly?
Holy shit! So fucking annoying dealing with the oh my god.
She also hates the British.
Male British VTubers. I'm so sorry, but you guys are the fucking worst to listen to.
Hey, fuck you, Pippa. Nice shoes.
British people should kill themselves.
And that's why cleanliness protects against absolute...
She has about 1 million different models, but her personal favourite is Shipkin Shippa, as Pippa loves Azure Lane and Ship Girls. Her husbando is Colrus from Pokemon. You see, Pippa prefers her men to be women.
There he is, chat! So, it's nice to see you. Do you come here often?
I'll use the
Oh god, tell me that's not actually Kurt before. No, never, you didn't see any of this shit. Goodbye.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Do we need to talk?
I'd fucking die if this happened to
You
me.
didn't see that. You didn't see any of that.
mean,
You didn't hear
I'd
any
be
of
so
that.
embarrassed.
I was literally
You didn't hear any
about
of that.
to go to sleep. I was literally about to go to sleep, and I look over at Discord.
Oh,
and I'm like,
God.
wait, she's streaming again?
Goodbye.
Oh, she's streaming on Twitch, and I open this up, and I am greeted by screeching, and I'm like, oh.
For a 100,000 subscriber celebration special, she showed her feet pics, which made her fanbase, the Capitalists, go fucking mental. She also ate a tarantula, where we got to see her disgusting room full of ants.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, it's breaking apart in my fucking mouth! It broke apart in my fucking... It's so bitter! It's so bitter and it's flaky, it's like eating pencil shavings!
There are some weird coincidences with Pippa. You see, she has this strange habit of collaborating with independent or other corporate VTubers who then eventually join FaZe Connect. She also has a habit of straight up telling them that she didn't like them or trust them at first, leading some to suggest she's FaZe Connect's secret talent scout.
Alright, I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw you, I did not like you. I did not like you.
Why? What did I do?
Because I looked at your design and I was like, how the fuck is she a snow leopard? Lumi, I don't have a fucking read on you.
Really?
Really? Like, I'm not gonna lie, okay? When I first saw you, when I saw your debut and stuff, I was like, man, she is definitely a huge bitch. I bet.
I mean, I had the same impression Pippa did, honestly. I'm still convinced it's kind of true.
She is, like, behind the scenes, I bet she is so fucking nasty, alright?
Pippa's story as a person and a VTuber is portrayed in her first original song, Pippa the Ripper. She's terribly ashamed of Pippa the Ripper, thinking that the song is cringe and bad.
Yeah. Here's your superstar tonight. Yeah, you know who this is. It's your one and only Pippa in the house. You know how it's gonna go down with me. I'm about to tell you, so listen good. Here I come, a mega idol. All eyes on me, no eyes on you. You think I'm silly? I'm here to save the world. I'm gonna fight till the end. I am a superstar inside the screen so bright. I am the one that you desire day and night. I am a superstar inside the screen so bright. I am the only one, yeah, the ripper.
V-shoujo talent Hanya the Genius, who's collaborated with Pippa on a few occasions, once tried to listen to the song live on stream. Upon seeing this, Pippa screamed and privated the video on YouTube so that Hanya couldn't continue showing it to her viewers.
Came along, a way I can shine, a virtual space where I...
No! It's gonna private it!
Pippa's fanbase absolutely loved this song, and
in terms of Irie trolling Pippa with the text-to-speech stuff, I'm going to save that. I'm saving it for Irie's segment in part 2 of the documentary. It's the same thing with Urika's cover, violin cover of Pippa the Ripper. I'm saving that for Urika's section. So, yeah, unfortunately, not in Pippa's section. It'll be in Irie's section. And it'll be in the Irie video as well.
enjoy teasing her about it. She's also the winner of the Most Supportive Member of FaZe Connect Award from the 2022 FaZe Awards show.
By the way, I take incredible pride in clipping this moment because I'm pretty sure this is like no one's ever clipped this. No one knows what Iori or her genmates have actually said about Pippa. This is back in 2022 as well, by the way. So you're about to see this. This is like probably new lore for a lot of you.
The best and most supportive FaZe talent.
I just want to say as well, this is 2022 Wemmy. And I know Wemmy's obviously not, I know Wemmy's ESL, but God, this poor woman, I can't understand the fucking words Wemmy says in like 2022. It's just lisp and drool.
Shipkin Pippa!
Get fucked, Lummy! Not a single word, Lummy! Okay, thanks, bye.
May I speak a little about supporting? May you translate that?
Well, I want to share how supportive she is, because I think like she won't actually like reveal it anywhere else. You guys don't know for sure, but in the FaZe server, the ones that you guys can't see, she actually shares some analytics of things that she got from her streams, and she shares us like the content idea of things, and she tries to support us in many ways so we can all stream confidently and comfortably. And if we have something and we kind of like ask for advice, she gives out a really, really clear, helpful one. She is really carrying us and the most supportive. All of us are supporting each other, but definitely Pippa is one of the most supportive among the FaZe talents. But she's tsundere, so she won't say it.
So I bet she won't say it, but...
Do you want me to add subtitles for Iori, by the way? Is she like hard to understand for people? Like, could you hear Iori okay? Should I add subs to that?
Pippa has a reputation, both good and bad. So to explain it, let's first start with Pippa's aunties. So Pippa's not to everyone's tastes. Her aunties include people who take issue with some of her language, humour, actions, and political opinions. It wouldn't be accurate to say that Pippa's a political VTuber, but sometimes her commentary does kind of ride that line. Some VTuber traditionalists dislike Pippa's style, arguing that it's contrary to the virtuous, idle origins of the medium, particularly as she's often at the forefront of phase controversies. She's baited outrage from the internet mob, such as this moment during the Hogwarts Legacy boycott of 2023. We'll go over Hogwarts Legacy more in part 2, but during this time, Pikami, Silverveil, and others, and even fellow talent Tenma, were receiving threats and harassment for playing or expressing a desire to play the wizard game.
Considered playing Hogwarts Legacy. See, now I'm kind of torn, right? Because on one hand, I don't like Harry Potter, and I don't want to spend a bunch of fucking money on a Harry Potter game that I'm never gonna play again. But on the other hand, pretty good meme potential now. Pretty good meme potential. I think Silverveil just got harassed over it. I think some people just started fucking harassing Silverveil from Shoujo because she's playing it. I was like, well, how about I boot it up? Do the
Shut the fuck up, V-tweeters. You suck and no one likes you.
And we can do a Zatudon at the end. They harassed Pikami. Yeah, they harassed Pikami. Poor Pikami, she didn't deserve it. She did not deserve it. People fucking suck.
So Pippa decided to troll the Twitter mob by playing the game as a joke. However, her meme ended up exploding well beyond her expectations, as usual, and she became a sort of political football with cultural channels and social media influences from both sides using her to push their agendas. As a result, this statement was made asking people not to use her as a tool to attack others. The Hogwarts Legacy drama doubled her subscribers from 100k to 200k, and it put FaZe Connect and Pippa on the map, but it also reinforced hostility and hatred from those who supported the harassment campaigns, and many of these people still hold a grudge to this day. Her collaborations and work with novel AI for meme projects has attracted hostility from anti-AI activists, many who believe that it's unethical and harmful to artists. And there's also a fair chunk of Redditor and Twitter types who view anything remotely related to 4chan as alt-right, Nazi, dog whistles posing as jokes. There have been moments in Pippa's career where she's probably gone a bit too far and has violated FaZe Connect's policies, which has led to VODs being deleted and formal reprimands from FaZe Connect management. However, some of the accusations made against Pippa are confidently made up nonsense, showing that they've never actually watched her streams. This isn't helped by some of the video compilations and titles made by clippers, which could lead to false impressions and misrepresent her character and content. Pippa herself has commented on her dissatisfaction with it.
I'm starting to dislike the clips that are made of me. I'm not gonna like go at anybody or go after anybody or whatever, but a lot of the clips about me are like very misleading. I feel like a lot of my clips are very inflammatory, and I feel like my content, though I rant about stuff every so often, in general my content is not like that hostile, I guess. But then like the title of some of the clips will be something like Pippa.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Pavle, right? Like a lot of us who are in our early 30s or older who grew up on stuff like, not even just the Southern Awful forums and shit like that, but on stuff like Newgrounds, whatever. Like, I don't understand. It's not even about... It's not... I understand why V-tweeters and pronouns in bio people freak out at Pippa because they flip out. It doesn't take much to get them to freak out. The real people I don't understand are the people who think Pippa's like this lib-based right-wing Nazi who's like, but like in a positive way. They think that's good about Pippa. They think they're like, oh yeah, Pippa's based and she's gonna exterminate the words that rhymes with boons kind of thing. And I'm like, how the fuck do you watch Pippa? I don't watch Pippa, and I could tell in like 5 minutes that this woman just likes memeing, shit posting, and she just wants to grill. How do you come to this conclusion that she's like, I don't know, like Nick Fuentes times 1,000? I just don't get these people, quite frankly. Anyway.
Talks about how she hates hanging out with her coworkers. And then the actual clip will be something like me complaining about like I'll say something like, oh yeah, I hate how when I'm around a group of people, like I never know whether or not it's okay to take the last piece of something. So I never do, even though I always really want it.
But many of these unfiltered moments are responsible for her popularity, and the fans do love it. So now let's move over to her supporters, her fan base, which are known as the Capitalists. Mexicans. Pippa's fan base are mostly comprised of Mexicans. The Capitalists have created a theological state known as Pipakistan.
Find them! Find them! Find them, Chad! We must make them suffer!
Which comes from a funny stop-motion video produced by supple Korean femboy Moonshine Animations.
I need to put the clip in there. Oh shit.
The Capitalists are on a spectrum. It's a very big spectrum. It's a strong conservative-leaning community. However, it's also a place where femboys, gays, trans, chuds, Mexican white supremacists, children, your Uncle Steve, and those with crippling depression come together to enjoy a silly pink rabbit being cute and funny. The Capitalists are like a brotherhood. As with any large community, there are bad actors and dickheads who get too silly or will have a schizo meltdown if Pippa does something they don't like. For the most part, it's a very passionate community who will eagerly welcome new people. They will trip over themselves to give you a warm welcome if you also love their Oshi, and they actively support one another to try and make the world less shit for at least a day. It's quite common to see Pippa's Oshi marks in the names of the most active and friendly members of the FaZe Connect community. Pippa has told her viewers many disturbing facts about her life, including how she used to live in a house full of mold and trash. The worst of all is perhaps the legendary vomit drawer, a drawer that she would use exclusively to be sick in.
There's no mold and no more vomit drawer.
Wait, what do you mean no more?
No more. Like, I haven't had mold in here for a while.
No, the other thing.
Oh, I haven't had a vomit drawer in like over 2 years now.
Jesus Christ.
Now I grab the trash can out of the bathroom like a normal person.
You know what? That's good. That's good. You've made progress. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Why did you keep a drawer?
Well, because I needed something that I could like lay my head into in case I got sick in the middle of the night.
And you were like a kid when you did this?
I mean, I'm 3, right? So,
oh, Jesus Christ.
I feel like you're judging me right now, Lisa, but a vomit drawer is a very normal thing, all right?
It's not, but I'm here with open arms.
What do you mean it's not?
She's now 4 years clean of it. The open talks about her personal struggles in life, search for purpose, and deep introspection have attracted the devotion of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people. Viewers often find her relatable, inspirational, and entertaining. Many subjects she would talk about included heavy stuff, such as depression and suicidal tendencies.
Yeah, this is like something I need to... God, this is the thing. Well, if you saw the statement I made earlier, this is genuinely like really heavy stuff. I need to like think about maybe kind of like rewriting it, adding more context, kind of I need to adjust, I think, the way of like I'm approaching this segment as well. But this is the part I think now where I need to ask the question if I should leave this in or take this part out, because this was genuinely very hard to watch and it made me very uncomfortable. And I did tear up watching this part. And it's like, I don't know if I should like leave this out or keep I don't know if I should leave this out or keep it in.
But I'm just saying this because you guys already did donate a bunch. But I was thinking about killing myself this week because things have, like, they're not bad, right? They're good, and I don't want the good times to end. And I thought maybe I should just do it so it doesn't end, and then things would be
Ladies and gentlemen,
Don't worry. I took those out because it was really fucking obnoxious.
ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I'm glad I haven't. That's why I've been playing horror games though, is because I feel like when I play horror games, it distracts me from that kind of thing. It like gives me something to be afraid of, right? And it kind of like it's a feeling that distracts from the numb emptiness, and it makes me more grateful to be alive.
It's really difficult to watch this.
Maybe that's cringe, but whatever.
Pipkin.
I don't know.
So kind of the reason why I put this heavy stuff in again is it's not because woman tears, it's because I think it's very important, particularly given Pippa's reputation, to showcase that part of Pippa's character that she is like Iori said, that Pippa's maybe too sun or like doesn't want to focus on really, because I think, you know, Pippa wants to concentrate on just being an entertainer. But it's like I've said before, time and time again, I have a lot of even though I don't watch Pippa, because I'm not going to get into that, but it's like I don't have a problem with Pippa. I think she's an excellent VTuber. It's just that Kersha is more I get what most people probably get from Pippa, I get more from Kersha, so I'd rather watch Kersha over Pippa basically. But that's besides the point. My point is that I think it's important when we talk about the impact and who some of these VTubers are, that Pippa's presence in this space goes beyond just being a silly entertainer or just like a VTuber woman. But I do think Pippa's generally had like a massive positive impact, and she's been a role model for a lot of people, and she's probably, if not directly, like indirectly, probably it's kind of like cringe and maybe dramatic to say, but she's probably been able to save quite a few lives with like the work she does, and like stopped quite a few people from committing suicides. And I know that to some extent that's not always conscious, it's not a deliberate thing she set out to do, but at the same time I think a lot of this work Pippa does to kind of positively influence and help people who are struggling with these kinds of thoughts, she does on some level know what she's doing, and she does it in a really empathetic, and she does it in a way that's I think it's just worth bringing up. But at the same time though, it's just so fucking painful to see her, you know, talk about this stuff basically. But I think it kind of needs to be shown at the same time, really.
Jesus Christ. And I should be happy crying right now, right? I should be really grateful. But all I feel is guilty. I just feel so guilty.
This is my pee-pee. This is my pee-pee.
Okay, that was funny. I'm taking that out, but that's funny.
No matter what I do, I'm just doing the wrong thing. And it really means a lot to me that you guys continue to support me regardless.
Chat, fuck off!
I'm gonna try and catch up with these.
She made a pact with her fan base, kind of like a cult leader. Fucking hell, Pippa. Thanks to a mutual...
That's like a missing clip there. Then I was gonna like show the pact as well, but I need to find a clip. I need to find that clip of... I can't remember where the pact is. I think I know which stream it is. I think the stream where she talks about the pact is The Cutest Rabbit Builds a Compound, but I'm currently rewatching the VODs and I haven't found it yet. So if anyone knows where I can find it, that would help, please. if I have got like the right VOD.
Supportive environment between her and her fan base, Pippa has mostly overcome her personal struggles and takes better care of herself, going outside more, making friends, and taking care of her teeth. There's no shortage of backstabbing and mean girl high school drama in VTubing. Fake kindness and virtue signalling to maintain a clean image is commonplace. People find Pippa's honesty refreshing, even if sometimes inappropriate for a corporate VTubing, and her feisty side can be quite amusing. People also respect her loyalty to her friends.
Okaku, get the fuck out of here. You're a fucking weirdo. I see you in my chat, I'll fucking kill you. Get the fuck out of my chat, you fucking freak. You harassed my friend. I hope you die.
She's considerably less shy, as she was in the early days of FaZe Connect. During the early FaZe collaborations, it would be common for Pippa to not say a single word to anyone, even her own chat, for like an hour straight. She's now found her calling in life, and the space where she can belong to express her own identities, talents, and finally be happy. She uses this experience to motivate her community to improve themselves and accomplish what they want most in life, like she has. These days, Pippa is considerably more positive, focused on chasing new learning and interests. In the true spirit of the Oshi mentality, those who have been following Pippa for a long time are ecstatic to see her grow personally. One thing about Pippa is that she understands.
I guess like in terms of learning, there's like so much shit that Pippa's like taken an interest in the last couple of years that I could include. I'm thinking of including Pippa's Miata arc maybe as like an example of stuff that she's like taking an interest in at the moment and like enjoying. I don't know, maybe horses. I don't know what would be a good clip to put in there. Yeah, if you go back, genuinely, if you go back and watch like any early Pippa collabs she had with Uruka and Leah, genuinely, Pippa will not say a word to anyone for over an hour straight. Like she genuinely not one word, dead silent.
The influence she has over many people in her community, and she doesn't encourage further levels of unhealthy obsession for financial gain. In fact, she'll happily tell her fans to fuck off and stop being weird if they're going too far. And she'll also encourage her fans that it's okay to take a break and do more productive things of their lives, other than sitting around watching VTubers all day. So she essentially leads them in a positive, healthy direction, in a way that they can understand and follow. Pippa is a huge fan of HoloLive, and some of the HoloLive VTubers, such as Mori Calliope, like her back. Those who like Pippa focus more on the positive elements of her character, viewing her as someone just trying to have fun, joke around, and do her job as an entertainer. Despite everything, Pippa is actually one of the more normal people in FaZe Connect. The company has benefited quite handsomely from the attention she's brought on herself, and it's trickled across the company at large. Pippa loves FaZe Connect, VTubing, her fans, and the people she's met over the years, and Pippa has expressed her loyalty and gratitude for them giving her a chance when no other VTuber corporation would. She often goes hours over schedule on fan meet and greets at conventions, and she's probably talked a fair few people out from doing something incredibly stupid. And it's this part of Pippa fans connect so deeply with, to the point they make tributes as a thank you for her service back to the community. I fucking love this song, by the way, it's so good. And after 4 years of FaZe Connect,
maybe don't use the word tributes there? What would you suggest, Murray? What should I say instead, maybe? Yeah, it's like this whole thing, this part here in particular, it's getting quite sappy, and it's like I kind of wrote that in a rush to fucking get this like preview out, basically. So I do need to kind of chop this around and maybe reapproach the way I'm saying this. But yeah, this last part here is like fucking rushed because I'm like, fuck, it's like 5 o'clock in the UK. I'm streaming in 2 hours, and I'm like, still not fucking done. Oh, tributes, fanworks, tributes has other meaning. Oh, okay. Fanworks. Okay, hang on. Let me write that down, actually, so I don't forget. Let me write that down. Oh, Oh, I see. I didn't think of it like that. You guys are fucking weird. I never thought about tributes in that regard. Fan works. Let's do that. Okay, you fucking weirdos. Okay.
The useless fucking creature is unironically on the way to becoming that mega idol the Fishman knew she could be.
Okay, yeah, that's it. That's all I've got. That's what I've got so far. I don't know where the time goes. It's I don't know why. It took me fucking like 4 days, like working 5 hours a day for like over 4 days just to do that Pippa segment, and I'm like fucking. So what the fuck is the time going? Jesus Christ! How did I back in the day? How was I able to release like a 2-hour video over a weekend back in the day? I don't know how I did it, honestly. But yeah, I guess before we kind of like deconstruct the video a little bit, I guess I'll kind of like elaborate a little bit more as well on what I'm going for with the video. So obviously, what you've seen so far is it's mostly, well, it's by deliberate, right? I'm kind of showing, not telling, for the most part. I don't need to tell you. There's no point in me talking at you when I can just show you like the raw clip in its entirety, right? Rather, I could just set up the context by speaking, and then the clip would show you what I mean. And again, so like, I don't really need to include as many clips as I am to get the point across. But again, the reason why I'm doing it is just to save, archive, kind of chronicle these events as well, so that you can see the source material, right? So when I say that, oh, Phase Connect started off on a budget of 50k, or I say stuff about, you know, Pippa's kind of development arc, instead of going like, well, where is it, Maulington? Like, what fucking stream is it? Which one? You know, it's like, here it is for you. You don't need to go looking for it. It's right there, then and there for you. But obviously, this really drags out, and like, I wouldn't say artificially, but it really drags out the runtime of it, right? Because a clip can be anywhere from like 10 seconds long to like over a minute long. But again, that's kind of by design to try to centralize all those iconic moments of Phase Connect. Actually, and let me put my background music on as well. And the other thing you'll notice as well, is that the second half of the documentary will transition over to me speaking more, and there being less clips, or fewer clips, sorry, I should say. So kind of, obviously, for the sake of the lore and the history of the talents, it's like let the clips and the highlights do the talking for me. And then once I'm done talking about Phase origins, right, so at the end of this part of the documentary, basically, once I'm done with all 7 of them, we then move into part 3 of this part 1 of the documentary, where I'll be going through the major events that affect Phase Connect as a whole. And some of these major events will be contained mostly to a talent, but even though it's revolving around one specific talent, it's still very important because it affects the company as a whole. So for example, I've not mentioned Ethan Ralph in the Pippa segment here, because Ethan Ralph deserves its own segment, because the Ethan Ralph stream is basically the foundation. Well, in my opinion, I should say, the Ethan Ralph stream is very much the foundation that built Phase Connect to where it is today, because Ethan Ralph stream is the foundation of what made Pippa very popular. And ultimately, I'm not one of those people who think that Pippa carried Phase Connect on its back and that Pippa is Phase Connect. However, the trickle effect and the importance of having a star talent doing very well, who kind of leads the way of the culture and brings, you know, attention to the company, that is Pippa, right? Though that is Pippa's had the biggest impact in that regards. I do think that people grossly underestimate how much influence Tenma and Leah had on early Phase Connect as well. Yes, it's not as big as Pippa's influence, but still, I don't think Phase Connect could have survived as long as it had just off the back of Pippa alone. You needed the English language speaking members of Phase Origins basically to balance things out, because I don't think if you didn't have Tenma, Leah and Urika kind of balancing things out alongside Pippa, like kind of adding water to the concentrate, then Phase Connect would probably be like the anti-Niji Sanji. So instead of like having the Niji, we would have like the right-wing equivalent of like the Niji sisters, where the typical Phase Connect fan is like a funny forum guy who has like meltdowns, and you know, it's like if my precious VTuber woman doesn't agree with my I don't know, chud politics than fucking hate, harassment, doxing, etc. Right? So I think it's very important that they have this balance to kind of filter and kind of spread that shit out a little bit. But yeah, so I've got like Ethan Ralph is its own segment, and it's kind of like after Pippa got that big popularity boost from Ethan Ralph, she then had another rocket from Flavor. Flavor added another rocket to Pippa's career, and then shortly as the rocket of Flavor died down, we then obviously had Hogwarts Legacy, which also affected Tenma as well. So then you had Pippa and Tenma going to the stars, Pippa more so than Tenma. So even though these major moments affect one or two talents, it's important enough that it should be mentioned in the context as a company as a whole, basically. So we've got shit like Ethan Ralph, we've got the Halloween special stream, we've got Phase Wars 1, we've got all that stuff, right? So I'm going to be talking about those major company events and the impact they had. Then once we're done talking about all the major company, like wide affecting events, and I'll be kind of like analysing the impact it had, then the final part, so part 3 of this part 1, will be a review of like the entire year of FaZe Connect as a whole, so, like in the context of the industry. So I'll be talking about how FaZe Connect is doing relative to its competition, what's going on in VTubing at the same time, and basically just doing like an analysis as to what worked, what didn't work, where FaZe Connect's weaknesses were at the time, but at the same time what people were gravitating to, what they liked, and what the appeal was, and that kind of stuff basically. So don't think that the documentary is literally just like 5 hours or so of me just basically, it's not a 5-hour clip compilation. The second half of the documentary will actually be something that resembles a documentary or video essay, basically. Yeah. Is Reddit a banned term on Mary's chat? or pleb it, I don't know. That's funny. Reddit would argue that is the FaZe fan base. I mean, it's not entirely wrong. I mean, like, most of us FaZe Connect fans are some form of, like, at least, like, centre, right-leaning, or, like, chud or conservative, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? But there's a difference between those of us who maybe have, like, politics that would, you know, upset the V-Shoujo or the Niji Sanji fan base. And then there's, like, the people I mentioned earlier, right, who, like, will fucking just can't bear the fact that, you know, that you know, let's not get into that. It's a fucking boring subject anyway, but you know what I mean, right? I think the current drama does like show some stuff, even though the gosh, you know what, I'm just fucking tired. I can't even be bothered to bring it up, but it's just fucking people's inability to just like relax and follow the proper channels to just can't like follow the proper channels. The voice had discontent with something, it's just so stupid, right? It's like it was completely unnecessary, and there was no need for things to have gone the way they had. I know how outraged people are, and it's unacceptable, you know, what was said and what was done. But I think the right thing to have done would have been to just send like Fishman a bunch of emails and like communicated with FaZe Connect behind the scenes, said exactly what your problem is and why, and then stop watching, unsubscribe, stop buying it, and let them know, right? Like, we're boycotting you because of this shit that's going on in the background. But yeah, I mean, hopefully, I think, I don't know, do I really want to get into this at fucking 10 o'clock at night? Probably not. Let's talk about Vexpo instead. Maybe if we still got in the mood and we behave ourselves, I might talk about it a little bit, maybe, I don't know. Are you going to talk about that during the first year? They almost started an insurrection in PC? Yeah, actually, Eric, if you go back to part 1, so I had to break the stream out into 2 parts because for some reason the stream started crashing. So there's actually 2 parts to this stream. In part 1, I do mention the insurrection, and I give you a lot of details as to what caused the insurrection and what triggered the talent, some of the talents to have done it, basically. So it is there, basically. The furry is for Tara and feathering Clara. No, I'm not actually, no. I mean, it depends on what you mean by that. I think that ultimately, I think FaZe Connect publicly shouldn't do anything about Clara, but this can't keep happening. She's had loads of chances already, right? I mean, it doesn't excuse it. It doesn't excuse her behavior. That's not don't take this the wrong way. What she said isn't really the problem. The problem is that she fucking knows that people are watching, and she's had several chances before, and she keeps fucking doing it. And I bet she's been spoken to about it, but she doesn't learn a fucking lesson. So I mean, just based on that alone, it's like, will you please, for the love of God, fucking stop, you absolute retard. Just fucking shut up, please, for the love of God. Like, how many fucking times do we have to tell you? If I think about how I'd handle this in my white collar professional job, if I've told someone not to do something several times and they're still doing it, that's the point where you get them in like a formal face-to-face interview and you ask them some very uncomfortable questions, one of which is basically, are you being grossly insubordinate on purpose, right? Like, let's just get this out the way. Like, do we have a problem? Are you being insubordinate? If so, I'm going to just fire you for gross negligence. If not, then please, for the love of God, please tell me why you keep doing it, because we tell you not to and you're just not getting it, right? But anyway, it just annoys me. It just fucking annoys me. It's one thing. If it's an independent, then it's like fucking whatever, right? But again, it's like, please, there are other people. There are a lot of people who depend on this. It's their primary source of income. It's the only job they've got. They've put so much hard work and time building up this great thing, and you're putting it in jeopardy at this point for stupid shit that doesn't matter. Fucking stop, please, for the love of God. Just stop doing it, please. But then the question is, right, is it's like, well, she can't fucking do it. Then what does Saka do? I don't know, honestly. I think he gives her the option to fall on his sword. I don't know. I'm not sure she can come back, quite frankly. I think she's had enough chances, but I don't know. She's had plenty of chances, honestly. Yeah, the thing is, I don't care about this background shit, really. All I want to know about my VTubers, really, when it comes to like the secret behind the scenes stuff, is I don't want to know anything about the actual person behind it. In a sense, all I want to know is the VTuber I support, is she like a grifter, or is she some miserable man-hating cunt? No, okay, I don't care then. Keep that shit on private. I don't care, right? That's all I care about, really. Stronger lockdown. This is the thing, though, Adrian, is it's like he can't, from like an ethical and a legal standpoint, he can't do that, right? Because you're entitled to do and say what you want outside your working hours on personal accounts. So you can honestly, you could say don't do it or else, but I mean, it's a Canadian company, so maybe, I know that VTubers are contractors, but Canada is really pro workers' rights, so I could see her winning a legal case if they did try to go that route, honestly. I don't think they should anyway. It's just a thing of these people just can't help themselves, and it's like you're being watched. Why do you still do it? It's so fucking stupid. These stupid VTuber women, they make ults and they make no attempt to hide it's their ult, and then they say stupid shit on these ults, and then they act indignified and upset when people start like talking about the shit they're saying on their public known ults. And it's like, no, excuse me, sweetheart, you don't get to play that. Oh, well, no, actually, in VTubing etiquette, because my ult's supposed to be a hidden thing, you're not allowed to talk about anything I said. It's like, no, that's not the way there are so many of these fucking stupid VTuber women who have been on the internet long enough that they should fucking know how the internet works. You don't get to dictate to the internet what is and isn't fair game. The internet dictates to you what is and isn't fair game, and you either learn those lessons and realize real quick how the internet works, or it will fucking chew you up and spit you out. I don't know. Just these fucking people are so fucking stupid, man. They're so stupid. God, I think at the end of the day, right, I know people are like really concerned, slurring about what's going to happen to Face Connect. I actually think they're going to be fine. She's gotten away with it so many times. She's so fucking lucky as well. I don't think she even realizes. But I think that there's so many bigger, so many like fucking dickheads just generally outside of YouTubing right now who are running their mouths off about this Charlie Kirk stuff, that I think that, you know, there's far too many bigger fish to fry that people are just they're not gonna forget, but it's like, it's small potatoes compared to what else is out there at the moment. So I do think FaZe as a whole will be unaffected by this, but I'm not sure about her long-term career in FaZe Connect, honestly. I think it would be best for both sides to just peace out amicably, and maybe she can rebrand and join another company if she wants to be in a company, or she can just go indie and whatever. I don't know. I think that's the right play, but that's more of armchair. That's probably more of armchairs, like wheelhouse. This is one of those rare cases where you actually do need a genuine, like, PR expert, I think, to unpack the shit. Right? I, as someone who's been in management for a very long time, it's like just a lot of PR. It's basic common sense. It's like beyond my ability to reasonably try to find a solution to, essentially. Legal mindset could probably help out as well, yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is the thing as well, right? It's like, the problem is that you can't have a proper conversation about this stuff because, again, people went too far, right? With, like, the kind of information that's, like, surrounding it as well, right? So, it's like, you know, it's unnecessary and it's not required. You didn't have to go that far about it. I've talked about this many times before, right? About how nasty VTubing can be from, like, a streaming standpoint. And it's not just VTubing. It's like, I guess I don't think it only happens in anime and VTubing, but anime and VTubing bros seem very quick to go after people, you know, for shit, really. That just isn't necessary. You know, you got, like, Chibi, what's his face? Chibi Reviews being attacked just because he doesn't like Boruto, essentially. It's like, why? You know what I mean? It's like you get... It's like, it's always like the anime people. It's like, you don't see people being... like, you don't see people getting swatted and harassed for talking mad shit about Escape from Tarkov or World of Warcraft, right? It's always Boruto, I don't know, that Demon Slayer anime or whatever the fuck it is, or like ships and VTuber drama. It's so fucking stupid. It's kind of why I always like take this mentality of having my foot out the door and just be ready to be like a what's the word? Just like a non-VTuber streamer, and to just completely peace out of the quote-unquote VTubing industry. Is because as much as I love, you know, I used to be a VTubing anti myself, and I kind of, like, over the years, very slowly, like a very slowly boiling the frog kind of thing, did begin to see, like, the beautiful the beautiful side, let's say, of VTubing. And I see a lot of, like, the great stuff of VTubing, and that's kind of like the stuff I want to that's kind of the stuff I want to portray in my content. Is like the loveliest parts of the culture, the parts of VTubing culture at its finest. But I'm not blind to these, like, dark parts of VTubing. Some of the dark parts, not just being the schizo-autismos who are ready to, you know, attack people over stupid shit, but also the dark reality of VTubing, right? I think most people are aware that an awful lot of these VTuber women are basically manipulating you, or manipulating depressed, single, lonely men out of their money, and they're whispering honeyed words into your ear just to extract money, and pretending that they care about you, or that they pretend about the culture, and all that shit, right? I mean, that's like the dark side of VTubing. I'm not ignorant to it, but I think, as with anything really, I mean, all show business has a dark, evil side to it. So I try to concentrate on the good stuff, and I kind of wish that more people in this space would just fucking calm down and not freak the fuck out like they do when that illusion is broken or something happens that they don't like. Like, just please calm down. Don't get so attached to it. These VTuber women, none of them are single. They're all married. They've all got boyfriends, or they're unironic lesbians. Okay, you don't have a chance. You don't have a chance. Please, okay, just don't get too emotionally attached to them, please. Thoughts on next to no drama tuber and cover it? There's plenty of excuses as to why a drama tuber wouldn't cover it, because of the information surrounding it, and they don't want to get involved in that shit as well, right? They don't want to spread that information. It's the same thing why Gord's got so much shit for what he did in his video. The drama tubers don't want to touch that shit, but sure, at the same time, I think the reason why some drama tubers don't want to touch this with a 10-foot barge pole is because there aren't very many VTuber corporations left. There's a power dynamic here with what's going on with Face Connect that's different to a lot of the drama we see before. The power dynamic is different because in the past, it was an evil company, quote unquote evil company, mistreating a talent, or it was an evil talent who was really like seriously mistreating her colleagues. This time it's different because we're in a weird situation where one talent is doing something stupid that's harming a company and its talents who everyone loves, right? So it's the power dynamic there is much more different. And of course, there's the industry pool that Face Connect has because it's now the second biggest VTuber corporation in the space. And Brave Group, I think anyone with a brain cell knows that Brave Group isn't lasting another fucking year. Brave Group is fucking dead. So soon it's going to be like, it's probably just going to be HoloLive, Face Connect, and maybe Aegis Link. I don't even know if Aegis Link probably isn't going to pull themselves out of the black as much as I like Aegis Link. I think they're great. But so obviously the thing is that people don't want to burn those bridges with Face Connect, I imagine, because there are very few bridges left in VTubing. There's not that many left, and people don't want to jeopardize that. The second scenario is like Lumi on site. Yeah, there's another thing. I see some parallels between like the schizo rats about Lumi following CyberLive, but it's even worse, honestly. But my Oshi really does care about me, right? Yeah, your Oshi, your 35-year-old Oshi who sings like an angel, is incredibly funny, charismatic, incredibly lovely and special. Yeah, she's definitely single and lonely and depressed and doesn't have like a boyfriend. Yeah, she just can't find love. She can't find love. She's waiting for the right guy, and it's gonna be you, Murray. It's gonna be you. You're the person she's waiting for after all this time, right? Anyway, I don't want to keep harping on that point because it sounds like really condescending and like nasty. I don't mean it in that way because I do genuinely feel sorry for and sympathize with the guys who just can't help themselves, because I've been there myself as well. I've never been parasocial for a VTuber before, but I've been in that situation where, you know, girl was nice to me, and I'm depressed and lonely. I'm fat, ugly, depressed and lonely, and I want to kill myself, right? And a girl's been nice to me, and now she's the one. I want to live with her. I want her to have my children. I want to live happily ever after. I get it, and I feel so bad for these guys who are in that rut, right? So I don't want to come across as like nasty and condescending to people. I do feel really bad for them. I don't blame them fully for it as well. Again, going back to like the dark side of VTubing, it does bother me when VTubers knowingly and deliberately indulge this behavior as well to extract money out of their fans. And it's a big part of the reason why I have so much respect for Pippa. Again, as far as I'm aware, obviously I don't watch every Pippa stream, but as far as I'm aware, I don't recall Pippa ever kind of exploiting that influence she has over her audience to get them to, you know, watch every minute of every single stream and like just bombard her with money. She does it by accident, by just being Pippa, right? But she's not doing it deliberately. There's no intention there. Instead, rather what Pippa tends to do is if you're like having weird feelings or you're struggling, then she's like, look, it's okay, man, just stop. Go do something productive with your life like I have and, you know, make yourself happy. And if you are being weird, then she'll be like, fuck off, stop being weird, you cuck, stop doing it. So I like Pippa so much. I think Pippa's great. Got nothing but nice things to say about Pippa. And again, because I'm not a Kippeopalist, it doesn't like upset me on an emotional level. And it's not like despite like ranting about this stuff, it doesn't like upset me when random people just talk mad, ignorant shit about VTubers I think quite highly of. Obviously, being a Lumi fan for 4 years, right, I'm used to people just talking bad shit about Lumi because they've read shit on 4chan or whatever. But rather, the point is, right, it's just like, look, if you've got a problem with Lumi or Pippa's content, fine, whatever, I get it, okay? I don't agree, but I get it. But don't fucking sit there and tell me that, you know, these people are this and that they're Nazis and grifters and horrible. No, they're not. Like, fuck off, okay? If you have a problem with the content, fine, but don't tell me these people who do this great work deliberately, knowingly do this great work to help people, even though they don't need to. They have no financial obligation to do so, but they do it anyway, right? Don't fucking sit there and tell me these people are horrible. Like, go fuck yourself, quite frankly. Fucking retard. Thank you for the $2, Master M. I watch Faves to escape current events, and yeah, but this is the thing, I guess, is that this is why I kind of stop. I've tried to stop, and it's why 10 years ago I stopped going on shit like the Something Awful forums and shit. Is that when I used to like live on Something Awful forums back in the day, back on like the EVE Online days. But the thing is, even back then, I only used the Something Awful forums to find gaming communities so that I could be with a bunch of like-minded retard griefer bros, and we just get together and we like call each other slurs, act retarded together, and just like grief pubbies in public matchmaking games, right? That's it. And I think what will help a lot of VTuber fans is to stop going on these funny websites where people obsessively talk about talents, right? And like overanalyze everything they say and everything they do, because it just doesn't help. It doesn't help your mental state, and it ruins the hobby for you, right? I'd say kind of like keep it at the level, kind of like I do, and maybe not even at the level I do, just completely wean yourself off of it. But as I said before, the only thing I'm interested in, right, is I'm like, right, is a talent I'm supporting and investing that time and money into, like, that if I'm investing in myself into a talent, is she a man-hating cunt, and is she like a grifter? Is she like basically an unironic e-whore who's just trying to milk men out of money? If the answer to those two questions is no, good. I don't care if she's a shitlib. I don't care if she hates Trump or she's a Kamala sister or whatever. I don't care. Who cares, right? Just keep it focused on, do they hate me? No. Okay, fine. Good enough. Azehara got one tapped because of this, Lamel. Did he? Wait, it's one tapped in what regards? I thought like Azehara was already in a doghouse with FaZe Connect for some of the jokes he's made. He made a Holocaust joke in Lumi stream, and he made a George Floyd joke, I think, on the FaZe Discord. So despite all the work Azehara channel has done for FaZe Connect, by the way, I've put Azehara channel in the FaZe Connect documentary here because regardless as to what FaZe Connect thinks of him now, Azehara channel is genuinely and unironically a very important part in FaZe Connect and Pippa's like rise to fame. Unfortunately for the guy, he has done an awful lot of work for them. He is a very important part of helping them get to their success, just as much as Low Effort Clips or not Theo, honestly. But at the same time though, yeah, he probably, I mean, I do as well. We all go like, well, those of us who are like weird, terminally online autistic VTuber fans, we all go too silly and too far and too funny sometimes, right? But this is the thing, I guess to some extent this is the kind of community that FaZe Connect and VTubing and just anime in general does kind of bring people like us, because just like the day-to-day normie shit, like normie slop on TV, and when you talk to normies about shit, they're just so fucking boring. And they're all the same. They're like NPCs, right? And so you go on the internet, you talk to weird internet people over the video games and VTubing and shit. And they're like, you meet some people and you're like, God, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're so fucking weird. But at the same time, you're very interesting and I like talking to you, right? That's kind of how it goes sometimes. I used to watch his clips back when he used to clip FaZe. Yeah, I mean, most of the, not most, an awful lot of iconic FaZe Connect moments and huge clips that like brought a lot of attention to talents do come from Azehara channel. It's I've got it in the documentary. You'll see it when I release this thing. It's Azehara channel, Low Effort Clips, and Not Theo. They're the big three that really helped put. Those three were the PR department for FaZe Connect, and to some extent, Kui Ri Sion, or whatever his name is, the Korean guy as well, who stopped clipping a couple years ago. I mean, the difference is Azehara became a primarily Kershaw watcher and assumed what flight. Yeah, that's probably it, right? That's probably it. I think, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't there during the very early days of FaZe Connect. I joined FaZe Connect with the same time Lumi moved over from CyberLife, right? So I don't know, I wasn't there during the very, very early days. I can only say what I kind of have seen in my research. I mean, look, Sentinel Moon, look, this is the thing, but the point I'm making here isn't that the only clippers of any notoriety are not Theo, Low Effort Clips, and Azihara Channel. The point I'm making is that one of the fundamental differences between Prism Project and FaZe Connect is that Prism Project lost steam around about the time FaZe Connect started to kind of find its legs, because Prism Project had basically lost all their clippers who actually watched their talent streams and then like clipped those golden moments. And FaZe Connect had 3 people, Low Effort Clips, Azihara Channel, not Theo, who were capturing all these great moments, and then they were constantly pumping this content out, and it helped build that momentum for FaZe Connect. So, I mean, correlation doesn't equal causation, but when I take a look at Prism Project dying and FaZe Connect rising, one thing I do find interesting is that it's around about the point where Prism lost its clippers and FaZe Connect really started building like a small cottage industry of clippers who, it's not just the fact that FaZe Connect had clippers, it's that Azihara Channel, not Theo, and Low Effort Clips know exactly what to clip, right? That's the thing as well. It's not about the fact there are clips, it's that their clips are good and interesting moments that they capture. And this is one of the problems that the very few clippers Prism Project did have, is that most of Prism's old clippers would only clip 10-second segments, and a lot of their clips weren't very good, quite frankly. Not from the editing standpoint, it's just like, why did you clip this part of the stream? It's not good. It's not interesting or funny. So the worth of a good clipper is like more than its weight in, the worth of a good clipper is more than worth its weight in gold, basically. But now these days, right? But these days now, there's a much bigger number of clippers who are now important and like helping carry the torch of FaZe Connect. So people like Fayola, people like Sentinel Moon, people like Hobosaki, people like Mori for NASA, Animal Friend Part 2, keeping FaZe Japan alive for the EM Bros, Only FaZe, Akabonga before he went on a hiatus, random VTuber edits, everybody loves RVE, Tachi as well these days. Tachi's fucking huge now. Replaced, I think, whatever happened to Memore's clips, right? Because back in the day, it used to be Tachi and Memore's clips. I think Memore's clips stopped, didn't they? And Hag Enthusiast as well. You got Hag Enthusiast, you've got Necro Channel, of course. Good old Necro. Necro is, and Super Succubi as well. People like that. Obo and Saki, 2 guys that haven't clipped in months. Well, I mean, back when those 2 were a lot more active, they were like Yuri's top guys, right? And Yuri needs more love. Animal Part 2 is a treasure. I think we all joined PC on year 3 or 4. Shit's bad if it grows your whole PR department. But this is the thing with early VTuber corporations, is that they had to rely on clippers to do that work for them. Otherwise, you know, what else could they do, really? I thought it was funny that Cuddy Clips and Jalzi became FaZe clippers against their will. I don't know the story of that, actually, Decato. Why did those 2 become FaZe clippers against their will? I know that some ex-Prism Project clippers started clipping FaZe Connect when Prism died. I noticed stuff like that. Oh, they got annexed. Well, I mean, Sakana is Chinese. China! Oh, because of Mari Mari En. I see. Okay. I don't watch Mari Mari En clips, honestly. I watch Mari's streams. I don't actually watch any of her clips. So, okay. I didn't know she had clippers. I mean, of course she's got clippers, right? But I don't know who any of them are. I just watch Mari Mari En in its pure form. Where did the entire clipper as marketing funnel thing even originate from? Was it VTubers with the GTA 5 clips, or was it a streamer thing already? It's a very good question, Purple Guy. I don't quite know the origins of that lore, I guess. I don't know if it's just something that happens organically from the nature VTuber fans. I wonder if it's something that just happened organically from the relationship that sometimes develops between VTubers and VTuber fans. So, kind of like, originally when I set off to make my channel, right, is that really what I wanted to do is I was thinking the videos would be secondary to me streaming, and I just want to make videos talking about the VTubers I watch, why I like them, and then kind of like why I think they're special relative to other VTubers in the space. And I don't know, I wasn't like inspired to do that from other content creators. It just seemed natural, right? Where I was like watching Lumi and Tenma, and I was like, you know, these two VTubers are really entertaining. I want to show these two off to like the world, to like all of YouTube, and be like, hey, you guys should watch these two. They're great. I think it just naturally comes from that, I think. The clip started to be known because I guess so. Yeah, it makes sense that it comes from like Twitch Justin TV features. But I was there like back when Justin TV was the thing, and I was primarily a Twitch watcher before I started VTubing myself. And now I don't understand how I could ever stand Twitch. I used to prefer Twitch. Now I fucking hate Twitch. I'm a YouTube nationalist now. But yeah, I never used the clipping feature of Twitch. I always thought it was like I never used it. If I wanted to watch like highlights, I'd always use YouTube, honestly. Yeah, clips are as old as PewDiePie, but there's a difference between taking clips of something and then there's like the special kind of clipping, I think, that's like slightly different in VTubing itself. Because, you know, back in the old day, it's surreal, right, to be like an old slur on the internet. Because, you know, back in my day, back before streaming was a thing, well, I mean, not back before streaming was a thing, actually. It was kind of around about the time Justin TV and like early Twitch was around. It was common knowledge that if you wanted people to show up to your streams, you had to make good videos on YouTube, and then you would have to funnel in audiences through good pre-made YouTube videos, not just like highlights and compilations, but people like the Spiffing Brit, basically, right? Like back in the day, you'd make funny videos about gaming, or you'd make guides, or just funny generic content, and then you'd put your Twitch in bio and you'd be like, oh hey, by the way, I stream myself playing video games. That's how you'd funnel audiences in. And I think it's just crazy these days now that so many people, probably because they weren't born or like around during that golden age of the internet, they didn't realize that's how things have always worked. Really, so many VTubers don't seem to understand the two golden rules of being like a successful streamer, is that you actually build your audiences through making videos first. Usually. Oh shit, what's the second point I was going to make? Oh no, I forgot the second point I was going to make now. Fuck, there's something else I was going to make. But you know what I mean, right? Like you'd attract audiences through YouTube videos, follow them to your streaming account, and then people would want to watch your videos, but then they'd also watch you streaming as well. But people these days seem to think that in order to become successful, they just stream themselves playing video games, maybe make the odds clip or like highlight reel of those streams, cross their fingers and hope someone will take notice. It can work. It can certainly work, particularly if a clipper of some notoriety picks you up. But generally speaking, making YouTube videos about stuff is usually like the correct way to go. That is known as the way to do it. Remembering the old school Vine Source video days. So yeah, I mean, I think back to stuff like Smosh. I think back to guys. Did you know that the Yogs cast is like fucking 16 years old now? Right, that's crazy, right? But yeah, I think it was 16 years ago. But yeah, Yogscast 16 years ago making their Minecraft guides back in the day. And old Rooster Teeth, old Achievement Hunter, back when Ray was on the team making videos as well. And then they'd like have their Twitch in like the bio of the channel. Crazy shit, right? That's why Shorts is very important nowadays. Yeah, Shorts can be very important. my Pippa and Kershaw shoot up the V-tweeters short always seems to be doing really well. It gets like 30 views a day or something for some reason. I don't know why. Oh yeah, Total Biscuit. That's a good example, actually. Oh, that was it. Thank you, Dragon Lord. You've actually reminded me what my second point was going to be. The other thing that modern day content creators don't realize, I suppose, is that variety streamers have always had it way harder than specific, like niche or focused streamers, YouTubers, whatever. Because if you think back to the old days of the golden age of Total Biscuit and Forsen, back when Total Biscuit was only a World of Warcraft content creator, he would get like hundreds of thousands of views a video, and like several thousand people would tune in to watch Blue Please, right, his podcast. And then when he moved from World of Warcraft to variety content, right, particularly when he picked up his StarCraft stuff, his funny numbers fucking tanked to like 1/10 of what they once were. And then it kind of stabilized, where he kind of like stabilized to 1/4 of what he was during his like peak World of Warcraft Cataclysm days kind of thing. And that's like, it's the same thing with Forsen. Back when Forsen was the Hearthstone streamer, he'd get like 50,000 people tuned into every single one of his streams. And then like by the time he started, he managed to retain a lot of it when he was doing like PUBG, because watching the Forsen boys and the cancer and the Zululu, 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 actually it's coming, Forsen boys shit was pretty fucking funny. Like watching the fucking Forsen cancer back in the day was fucking good. But then when he moved from PUBG, right, and he just did whatever the fuck he felt like, you know, he's like struggled to get like a fifth. He struggled to get like 5% of what he used to be when he was the Hearthstone guy. So that's another thing I guess that modern content creators don't realize, is that when you're a variety streamer, you're putting the shift in content. It's no longer about the thing that you're doing, it becomes you as a person yourself. And unfortunately, no matter how outgoing and funny you are, you can't be like entertaining and interesting every waking minute you're on stream. And the benefit of being a focused creator is that when you're extremely unengaging, the thing you're doing takes over for you. So it doesn't matter, right? Like I watch Escape from Tarkov streamers. I watched Lindmark, for example, and I really like Lindmark as a guy. I think he's great. I don't mean to be rude, but to be direct about Lindmark is that Lindmark's like really fucking boring and like just utterly uninspiring as an individual when he's streaming. But I could watch him stream with Tarkov for like 8 hours straight because I'm watching him play Elite Tarkov. I'm not watching it because I really want to know. Like I'm not there for Lindmark. I'm there for his gameplay kind of thing, right? It's kind of how it is. Anyway, I don't know why I'm like endlessly rambling on about my thoughts about content creation to people. Well, I mean, there are some VTubers and content creators here, I guess, but you as general audience members don't give a shit. But then I don't know, kind of like Pippa. Like Pippa, I've developed like an obsession and like a tickle towards content creation and VTubing myself. So I love talking about content creation and VTubing, I suppose, right? That's why I can talk about it for hours endlessly. Oh shit, I'm running out of time to talk about Vexpo now. I don't care about you, just show me the goods. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, Savitz watch it. Fucking Savitz, by the way. Followed me on Twitter. I followed Savitz just out of the blue because I really like Savitz, and he followed me back. And I was like, oh hell yeah! And he's not one of those guys either who like follows back anyone who follows him. He's got a very small follower count, but he followed me. That's like my proudest follow. I'm like, I've got John Cena following me, but it's Savitz who's like oh my god, I can't believe he followed me back. Yeah. How would you rate? I'm trying to find that Sakana PUBG thing. I can't find it. I've forgotten Sakana's channel name where he uploaded the video. Guys, can you send me a Twitter? Can you send me a DM on Twitter if you know where I can find that Sakana PUBG thing? I've forgotten where it is. So John Cena does follow everybody, yeah. Did you mean? Yeah, let's get on to Vexpo. Thank you, Asteli. So yeah, guys. So I went to Vexpo. I don't have any like pictures to show you and shit, unfortunately. I'll just keep this background and music as I talk about Vexpo. Here, let me put myself back. Actually, let me put myself back on the desk as well because I'm a cat. And cats stand on top of the desk and knock things over. There we go. Yeah, so I went to Vexpo last weekend, and I was invited there in a sense to work. I was invited there, so I went there as part of the Oshi Push team, you know, as part of the vendor. So Oshi Push was like, hey, do you want to go to? We'll give you like staff vendor access to Vexpo, and we'll have you like demo Oshi Push to the new bros, right? Because fucking Maulington, you play Oshi Push all day every day. So I was like, oh hell yeah, pay me to play Oshi Push at a con that I don't have to pay to enter. Fucking sign me up. And I'll be honest, like to begin with, I did think about ducking out of it because I don't know why. I just don't like. I'm not shy, but I'm a what I would call what would I call it? Yeah, I'm an introvert, but I'm a special kind of introvert. I'm a contextual introvert. I'm a conditional introvert. So what I mean by conditional introvert is that if I take a liking to you, if I like you and or find you interesting, then I'm not an introvert. I become an extrovert, and then talking with you is something that gives me energy. However, if I don't like you, or it's not even a case of not liking you, but if I don't vibe with you, then I become like a super introvert where every waking second I'm spending with you absolutely like fucking kills my battery at like 1,000 times speed, right? So generally speaking, I don't like going to big crowded places and meeting a big amount of strangers. Not because I'm shy, but it's because it's my social battery will fucking die really quickly if I'm around people I just don't care about. And the problem is as well is that I'm one of those people, right? Despite being relatively young at 32. The other thing is though is that I've obviously been in a lot of high stress jobs, and I've dealt with a lot of bullshit from high stress jobs in my life. So being in a position of leadership for as long as I have. So because of that, I don't give a fuck about what other people think of me. I'm not going out of my way to come across as rude, right? And I don't want to offend people. But if I can't stand you, right, and you're just like killing my social battery, I'm not even going to pretend that I'm interested in you, really. I mean, I'm not gonna like ignore you and blank you, but I'm not gonna pretend that I'm interested in you either, right? So it's gonna be as clear as day on my face if I don't like you. I'm one of those people, right? Well, I'm not rude enough to blank you, but you can see in my face I just don't give a fuck about what you're saying to me right now. So I was thinking about ducking out at first, because I was like, I just know that I'm probably gonna meet a lot of people and I'm gonna be like the entire time. But and that kind of did happen. I'll get into that in a second. But I guess to kind of like to foreshadow that, I'm going to be honest, I met a lot of VTubers behind the scenes at Vexpo. I met them in person, and I'm going to be honest, meeting a lot of VTubers in person, it's solidified an attitude I had before going to Vexpo, which is one of, there's so many, I just started being an island, because I just don't, there's just so many VTubers out there who are just like two-faced, backstabbing, and just so like fucking boring. I'm just not interested in speaking to these people. And I don't want anyone here, by the way, to like schizo out and think I'm secretly referring to you, by the way. Don't worry Tempest, don't worry Kara, don't worry Hostilian, Pascal Saucer, Nova Crusader. I'm not indirectly referring to any of you. Trust me, if I didn't like any of you guys, I wouldn't talk to you, I wouldn't reply back. I'd just ignore you. So don't worry about it, alright? I'm not talking about you guys. But oh yeah, and Himawari as well. Sorry Himawari. I really like you, Himawari. I'm not just saying that because I forgot you. I love you, Himawari. I do want to collab with you, by the way. But yeah, you see what I'm saying? So basically, what happened at Vexpo is because I was able to go there with the vendor. I got kind of like I didn't get an invite, but the Oshi Push project manager got an invite to the industry event, right? Like for the backstage stuff. And so she was very nice enough. She gave me like a very lovely opportunity, and I don't want to sound really ungrateful, right? Because I'm genuinely grateful for it and appreciate it. But she made me her +1, so that's how I was able to go on this thing. And yeah, I was like in a room with like a bunch of VTubers, and I was like in a room with the corporate guys as well, right? So I met like the Varpo founder, and I met like the corporate staff of Variance Project. And I got like all their business cards and stuff, and I was speaking to them about VTubing, got the opportunity to speak to them about VTubing, why they kind of got in the industry, and we like just nerded out about VTubing and news. And I'll be honest, I was completely like open and honest with them, right? I didn't know Variance Project before I went to this industry event, so I kind of asked. So I asked them. They were wearing pins with their VTubers on it. So I went up to them and I was like, "Who are you guys, Varpo? Oh, okay, I've not heard of you. Are these your 4 VTubers? Oh, okay. Oh, these are really nice designs, right?" So it's probably a bit upsetting to them for me to walk up to them and be like, "Yeah, I don't know who the fuck you guys are." But I kind of tried to break the ice a little bit by just asking them like loads of questions about their company, complimented their VTubers on like their designs and shit, and then we kind of like connected over like our love of VTubing, I suppose. Really great guys behind the Varpo corporate staff, by the way. The founder of Varpo, Red, he's on Twitter. Great guy. I think he's in VTubing for the right reasons. So if you didn't know, Variance Project is like a VTuber law focused VTuber corporation, which is really ambitious. I really do wish those guys the best, because that's what I want to see more of in VTubing, honestly, are people sticking to the grassroots of what VTubing is and then trying to push that to new levels we haven't seen before. I'm going to be honest, I don't think that Variance Project is going to be here in 2 years' time. I don't think the law is a strong enough gimmick, but I really hope I'm wrong. I really do wish those guys the best. And at some point, I am going to make some videos, hopefully before, if Variance Project goes under, trying to help those guys out with getting eyes on them, because I do think they deserve every success in the world. But I'm kind of like tangenting all over the place. But when I went to this like industry event thing, kind of, I was in this awkward situation, right, where obviously VTubing is gynocentric, so most people there I was speaking to were female VTubers, but it wasn't just VTubers there as well. It was like game developers and other like plus ones, right, like the social, whatever you call it, like the groupies and, you know, the entourages and like friends, etc. of these people. And it was really difficult, I found, to speak to people at this industry event because obviously these guys have known each other for years, right? A lot of these guys, and they're all meeting up. They're all friends. They all know each other from previous cons. And obviously, I'm not a shy guy. I keep saying sorry, but I'm not a shy guy by any stretch of the imagination. I have no problems, kind of like breaking the ice and just being laid back and just chill and just like having conversations with completely brand new people who I've never spoken to before. But I'll be fucked. This was like the hard, and I've been to many industry networking events as well in my own industry, right? So I'm no stranger to networking events, but fuck me, were these VTubers like an impenetrable fucking wall to speak to. If I dare say, they're actually quite rude, in my opinion, honestly. Because the thing is, when I go to networking events, or even if it's not a networking event, if I'm like with a group of friends and I'm like at an event which involves like meeting new people and like encountering strangers and shit, if I see someone kind of like outside the group, kind of looking awkward, you know, timid, shifty looking, I'm like, oh hey man, come over here, you know, come over to us. Hey, what's your name? Nice to meet you. My name's Lord Maulington. I do X. What about you? Who are you? What do you do? Okay, and then it's like, okay, he introduces himself. Then I'm like, oh, okay, hey guys, this is, you know, this guy. This is what's his face, and he does this. Allow me, Mr. What's his face. Here, let me introduce you to the team. So this is this guy. This is this guy. This is this guy. And then what I'll do is I'll grab him and I'll like sit him in between all of us, and I'll be like, okay, so you know, I'll have him like right in the center of the group, right with us all. But these fucking VTuber people, I went up to them, I shook their hand, I was like, hello, my name's Lord Maulington, I'm a VTuber, blah, 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 blah. And after that initial, hello, nice to meet you, they fucking would just pretend that I wasn't there. They pretended I wouldn't exist. And some of them fucking even outright at one point, when people in that like group started like branching out and going to other groups, just fucking like left me there on the road, and like two people went to have like a fucking conversation on the other side of the room, and then like it just left me sat there on my own. So I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, right? Like, Jesus Christ, like none of these people like have and then this is the thing, is I'm not just sat there in silence the entire time. I'm constantly engaging with them, and I'm asking them questions, and I'm like trying to engage with the shit they're saying, and they're just not having any of it. Not only are they not having any of it, right? Is that I'm having this conversation with one guy, but he doesn't even have the fucking audacity to look at me when I'm the one who's actually engaged. I'm sat with this one game developer, and he's telling me about this game that he's developing, right? And as I'm the only one who's engaging with him, there's like two other guys sat to the side of me, right? And they're on their phones. They're not even fucking listening to him. And one of them's just like nursing his beer, just looking bored as fuck. And I'm the only guy like interacting with him and asking him questions, and this guy isn't even fucking looking at me, even though I'm the only one talking to him. He's like, I'm talking to him, but he's looking at the guy like over there, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, like what the fuck do I have to do to get these people to even look at me? Like, for fuck's sake. And I've got another 4 hours of this shit as well. So after that experience, I'm very much of the opinion now. Like, I'm a bit salty now. I'm a bit salty about my experience of like trying to network in person with other VTubers. I'm a bit like, you know what? Fuck you all. Okay, if you're gonna be like that, you know, fuck you. I'm not gonna bother in the future. And kind of because of that experience, right? I met some of you in real life. I met some of you guys in person, and I'm not just saying this to butter you up and to sweeten you up. Genuinely, like, I much prefer, I had a much better time speaking to some of you guys in person than I had speaking to like any of these fucking VTuber people, honestly. Like some of you guys, I could only have a conversation with you in the sense of I was like, okay, you know, oh, you're this person, you're this like follower, subscriber, whatever. It's really nice to meet you, right? Like just meeting you was, I had a much, we spoke much more words and I had a much better time meeting you guys in person than going to like this fucking VTuber industry event. So kind of what I guess what I'm saying is that given the choice between meeting VTubers and meeting like fans, not even necessarily fans of me, but just VTuber fans, I would much rather be in the company of my fellow VTuber fans. You are far more interesting and fucking polite and easier to talk to than these fucking VTuber people, man. And when I make all these complaints, by the way, I don't want to sound fucking like ungrateful. It wasn't a wholly bad thing, just in case the Oshi Push lady is watching. Like I did have a good time. I did have a bit of a bad time for a couple hours, but I did have a good time because one thing I was able to do throughout the entire awkwardness of that industry event is that I did meet the corporate VTuber guys. I did meet the corporate Varpo guys, but I did also get to meet some of the Varpo ladies themselves as well. Who did I meet? I met Katya Sable and I met the fucking blue one. What's her name? I forget. I'm gonna do my research. I'm gonna do my reps as to who the Varpo people are. But I know Katya. I remember Katya Sable, whatever her name is. And I want to say like, it's the blue lady with the glasses from Varpo. I met those two. Those two were very nice actually. They were very friendly to me, and those two actually engaged in a conversation to me. So those two like passed the vibe check. They were very lovely ladies. It's very great to meet those two. And all of them, what I found is that the entire Varpo team, their VTubers, the corporate staff, nothing but nice things to say about them. They all gave me their business cards. Very lovely, very friendly. Not afraid to talk to me, even though I'm some random, disgusting male VTuber. So huge props to those guys. If you're a fan of the Variance Project people, I can confirm that they are definitely very good people in the short couple hours that I spent with them. And that's kind of what I had to do in the end, right? It's because I was getting fucking nowhere with any of like the other groups of VTuber people. I had to kind of like awkwardly shuffle up and follow around like the group of Variance Project people just so I had someone to talk to and didn't look like a dick. It's like sat on a table by myself on my phone. So yeah, I think very good. I think very highly of Variance Project now for getting me through that horrible evening. But also, whilst I was at the industry event as well, I did meet CC from FaZe Connect, and I didn't meet Sakana and his wife there, but I did meet Sakana and his wife at Vexpo, like during the convention. Sakana was showing his wife around, and unfortunately, CC was one of the people who basically pretended that I didn't exist either. But then at the same time, I do kind of worry if I am on FaZe Connect's radar. So I did wonder if like CC, when I introduced myself as Lord Maulington to CC as well, and I was worried. I was like, oh shit, is CC gonna call security and have a panic attack if she's like, oh fuck, shit guys, Maulington's through the gates, code black, Lord Maulington's at the industry event, quick security, get him. But I wasn't jumped by security, so I don't think I'm that bad. Right. But yeah, I mean, I don't hate CC. I got nothing bad against CC, but she was one of the people who didn't fucking acknowledge my existence either. So I was like, oh, okay, CC, okay, FaZe Connect, okay, if you're gonna be like that, fine. I'm gonna make documentaries on Varpo from now on because Varpo are nice to me. Varpo are nice to me, FaZe Connect. But yeah, so at Vexpo Actual, I did meet Sakana. I didn't give Sakana my name. I gave Sakana my real life name. I didn't tell him my VTuber name. And he was showing his wife around. His wife was lovely. They were looking around the Oshi Push booths, and Sakana's wife is a lot taller than he is, which is a bit surreal to see. So Sakana's a bit of a manlet a little bit, which makes sense, I guess, because he's Chinese, but. I couldn't quite tell the ethnicity of his wife, honestly. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not good with races, honestly. I don't mean to be racist, but most people will look the same to me. If you're not white, you look the same to me, okay? Look, I'm sorry, I'm an English bumpkin from the countryside, okay? But yeah, it's nice to see Sakana with his wife. Sakana looked Sakana looked proud as punch to be with his wife. Those two seem to love each other very much. They're very nice. And so I met Sakana in person. I shook his hand and complimented him on what he did with Face Connect, and obviously I congratulated him on the success of his company. And he's a bit awkward to talk to, Sakana, because he does this thing where he needs a good does that thing where he spends a good 3-4 seconds every time you say something to him before he responds, and then he usually gives you a 1-word response. He does that in person as well, and it's just it's really awkward trying to talk to people like that, right? So I kind of had to slow my speech down a little bit and try to get straight to the punch, because he would just give me 1 or 2-word answers. But Sakana's great. Sakana's nice. I didn't actually recognize him at first, because obviously I'm used to looking at Sakana on his LinkedIn profile, but the thing is, Sakana the crafty bastard, he uses a LinkedIn profile back when he was a university twink, and unfortunately the Chinese don't age well once they get to the Middle Ages. So when someone pointed out to me this was Sakana, I was like, whoa. I don't mean to be rude, but man, some of them Chinese people don't age well when they get to their Middle Ages. Ooh. But he's not as fat as Tenma says he is, though. He just looks fucking old, basically. He's not that fat. He's a bit curvy, but he doesn't look too bad. He's just a bit wrinkly. Yeah, he's going through his uncle stage, bless him, at the moment, but it's a bit of a shock to see Korean boy band Sakana to middle-aged uncle Sakana. You would look too old too if you had to deal with the face girls. True. Yeah. So he looks nothing like he doesn't look anything like the Nothing Ever Happens child. Unfortunately, not anymore. No, he's aged beyond his years. Bless him. Well, you met Sakana at Vexpo as well, didn't you, Astasia? What was your takeaway from Sakana? You only got to speak to him for 4 or 5 seconds. Yes, this is the thing. I got to speak to Sakana after closing hours. Haha. So I got a little bit more time than you did. And he's not a fish man either. But yeah, I really enjoyed speaking with. It was nice to put a face to the people that you know, right? It's nice to meet Sakana. And it's so funny. I've never seen his wife. His wife is taller than him. It's great. But yeah, those two are a lovely couple. Good for them. I didn't speak to his wife, but she had a smile on her face the entire time. She was very nice. Nice to see her. See, what other interesting shit happened at Vexpo? So I've talked about the industry event I went to, which was a fucking disaster and was quite miserable at times until Varpo came to save the day for me. Oh yeah. Actually, I know. I'll tell you this as well. So the Oshi Push person I was with, she's a genius, right? So she brought 2 boxes worth of Oshi Push packs to use as an icebreaker. So what she would do to introduce herself to people, she would hand them. Oh yeah, I got 2 good stories for you actually. This is the first one. I'll tell you the second one. Hang on. So she bought 2 boxes of Oshi Push packs, and what she would do is for her icebreaker is she would hand someone an Oshi Push pack and kind of use that as her in, right, to talk to people. And she'd be like, oh, open the pack up. Look at these cute VTuber cards we got. And so she gave me a bunch of packs as well. She gave me 20 packs. And you can imagine me, right? You can imagine what I was like when she handed me 20 packs of Oshi Push. I was like fucking Gollum in Lord of the Rings when she handed me those packs. I was like, precious. I want to fucking run off with them. I just want to fucking run off with those 20 packs. But I didn't run off with those packs because she was bless her. She's a small woman, bless her. We're in Birmingham, right? It's Vexpo's in Birmingham. It's late at night in Birmingham. And I'm not going to leave a small, tiny woman right on their own to get back to her hotel in fucking Birmingham. Oh, 3 stories I've got to tell you. I didn't tell you guys about the fucking ethno-nationalists who tried to get me for race mixing, did I? Guys, remind me. I'm gonna do the stories in chronological order. Genuinely, I'm not joking. I was approached by ethno-nationalists who thought I was race mixing. I'll tell you this story in a minute. Of all the ethno-nationalist groups I was expecting to get jumped by in Birmingham, I didn't think it would be friendly fire. I almost got friendly fired. But so anyway, the Oshi Push lady gives me the fucking Oshi Push packs to use as like a deal break, as like an icebreaker to try and like open up and like have a conversation with these people that I'm struggling with. So I'm giving people Oshi Push packs as to try to help, like give me a lifeline to get conversations going for longer before they all start pretending I don't exist again and then walk off and leave me alone or fucking whatever. Shit, right? And that doesn't work. Using the Oshi Push packs as a as like my in for the icebreaker doesn't work. So I decide to be uncharacteristic and put on my like consultant salesman attitude instead, right? Because normally when I meet people, like despite how I appear on stream, normally when I meet some people, I'm like very I'm like a suit, right? I'm like a grey man. I'm like very serious. I'd say I'm polite and friendly, but I'm quite serious when you actually meet me in person. So I decided to I didn't decide to go into VTuber mode, but I went into salesman mode. So after not succeeding really with like breaking the ice with people with my Oshi Push packs, I see one guy I haven't spoken to yet, with like a bunch of people, and so I try to turn on the charm and I go, hey, here, take this pack of Oshi Push. It's the greatest VTuber card game on the market right now. Hell yeah, open this up and see what you get. And guess what happens? The one fucking time I try to be funny and cute and clever and charming, guess who I just said that to? I just said, I'm here with the greatest VTubing card game in the industry, to the fucking founder of V Royale, the V Royale VTuber card game. So I'm representing his opposition. I walk up to him and I say to the fucking founder himself, the one guy, and I'm like, here, I'm your competition. I've got a better card game than you. I didn't fucking know it was him. No, I was like, and the thing is, I'm very social. Despite that, I'm very socially adept, right? So I don't immediately break into apologies, right? I don't break down. Instead, I keep going with it. I keep smiling, and I'm like, oh fuck. Internally though, I'm like, oh for fuck's sake! Of course, I'm lucky enough to have this. Of course, I'm lucky enough for this to have happened to me. Only I could be lucky enough for this to happen. So I keep the big smile on my face. I laugh it off and I go, oh yeah, V Royale. That's a great game. You know, I'm going to stream that sometime actually. I'm really interested in the game. It looks fantastic. I'm fucking lying. I'm lying like a maniac, by the way. I don't fucking know what V Royale. I know of V Royale. I don't fucking know what V Royale is. At all, and I have no interest in streaming their shit. But I start going, oh shit. Yeah, you've got a sick card game. Hell yeah, great shit, guy. Yeah, like good job. And then after that bombshell, I kind of like blue screen for a little bit after he's done explaining who he is and what he does. And because I've been flashbanged for just a brief second, I missed his PA who was there with him, and his PA put her hand out to shake my hand, but I didn't see her. I didn't see her doing it out of the corner of my eye because I was too busy going after fumbling it with the V Royale guy. And then she retracts it, and then when I see it I go, oh fuck. And then just as I'm about to go shake her hand, she retracts her hand, and then she laughs it off and she's like, oh okay, I suppose you're not going to shake my hand then. She says that to me and I'm like, oh my god, for fuck's sake. Oh, I didn't notice your hand. Oh, I was busy. I was fucking flashbanged from the last fuck up I made and I didn't see you. Fuck. So I really fucked up again. And then I'm like, oh shit, how do I excuse myself? And then this time I start actually panicking for real this time. And so I say to them, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. The reason why I didn't shake your hand is because I know that some women don't like it when men shake their hand. So that's why I didn't do it. And then that made it even weirder. And I could tell that made them even more uncomfortable. And then they very quickly walked off and thanked me for handing them the Oshi Push pack. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. That's the last time I tried to be cute with strangers. I was like, whoops. Never mind, whoops. It's okay. The great thing is that because I'm a nobody VTuber, because I'm a filthy male VTuber of no renown, they're gonna fucking forget this, right? They've probably already forgotten that very awkward interaction with this male VTuber guy. And thank you very much for the 20 Mexican dollars, really shady buddy. Thank you very much, my friends. Much appreciated. This would be a great comedy. It was literally something straight out of like a 90s comedy movie. So that was the fumble I had with V Royale. What was the second thing what's the other funny thing that happened during that? Oh no, there was something else. I've fucking forgotten. I'm just gonna do a stream on your PR disaster. Oh, there was something else that was funny as well. What's the other funny thing that happened? Oh no, I've forgotten the other thing. I guess I can talk about my encounter with the ethno-nationalists now, and hopefully I'll remember what the other thing was. So let's talk about my encounter with the ethno-nationalists. So, obviously, guys, I'm despite being a country bumpkin, I am very well aware of how kind of. So I haven't been to, before Vexpo, I hadn't been to Birmingham in about 15 years, right? And when I went to Birmingham 15 years ago, it was bad then. But kind of after going to Vexpo now, 15 years after the last time, it's gotten a million times worse than it was 15 years ago. Like, I was like, as in, I was the only white person on public transport the entire time I was in Birmingham, because I took the bus, like, to get to Vexpo. And like literally every shop was nothing but Turkish barbers, Turkish hair salons, Turkish nail salons, and it was literally nothing but burkas and like clearly like North Africans, like just everywhere. No one speaking English, and it just smelled of like Indian curry everywhere, right? And what they're not telling you in the news in the UK at the moment is that there are fucking race gangs, both white and non-white, patrolling Birmingham at night. It's so bad that there are police patrols, both foot and convoys, police patrols in Birmingham every night, patrolling the town centre. And so Maulington, despite knowing how to survive in dangerous environments, because I was born and raised in a very dangerous part of the UK as well, but not dangerous because it's full of non-natives, right? Let's not pretend that it's only, the non-natives who are capable of being Stabby McStabber and being pond scum, right? So I'm very familiar with like how to survive and like navigate very dangerous places of people who want to do harm late at night where there's no protection. But unfortunately, despite my better judgment and despite knowing better, I found myself in the situation where I was walking around Birmingham city centre at like 1 o'clock in the morning, right? So you can see where this is going. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. And the thing is, I had to be there because I had to get to a bus stop to get back to my hotel. And I can't remember if this was the second night now. I did make a tweet about it. I can't remember if it was the Friday night or the Thursday night. But essentially, the Oshi Push, I didn't tell the people I was with either. I didn't tell them this story because I didn't want to worry them. But some of the like Oshi Push people I was there with are non-white as well, right? And apparently, like these like ethno-nationalist guys saw me like at some point, like probably like around the neck area, like chatting and laughing and speaking to this, the Oshi Push woman who invited me to come to the stand and work for them in the first place, right? And this lady is non-white, she's Asian. And obviously we were talking candidly and we were probably like laughing and like, I wouldn't say we're friends, right? But we were having like a very nice, civil, candid conversation and like laughing and shit, right? And I guess like a bunch of ethno-nationalists, something from like the day before must have caught us, like walking down the street and talking. And I think like one of them must have like fucking spotted me or like recognized me or something, right? So as I'm walking like down Birmingham city centre at 1 o'clock in the morning one night, fucking I get like I'm like walking by like a pub, and as I'm like walking by this pub at 1 a.m, it's still open. Fucking I like walk by. I'm not in an alleyway, but there's like a side door. It's not like the main entrance to the pub, but it's like kind of like a side door outside the pub. And as I'm about to pass this side door, like fucking like these guys just come bounding, like a whole several guys just come bounding out this fucking door, and then they form like a semicircle like in front of me, and then like fucking two guys just like appear out of nowhere behind me. So they've been following me for some time, and in like these thick Birmingham accents, right? They're like, they're basically challenging me and asking what the fuck they assumed that this Oshi Push woman that I was with was like my girlfriend or like my wife or something. So they wanted to know what the fuck I was doing, race mixing basically, and like hanging out with the non-whites. They wanted to know, what are you doing, Maulington, associating with the Browns? And I was like, obviously I was shocked. All of a sudden, like all these guys just suddenly fucking bounding out of a door and surrounding me. And then, like, as I was like thinking of what to do in this situation, I found myself in this impasse, right? Because these guys were like really getting on my case, and they were like physically poking me quite hard in the chest as they were like giving me a lecture about associating with the non-whites, right? So after this guy's done screaming at me about it and shit, right, and about, you know, country first, you know, England first, and, you know, all this shit, right, is that he's done. He stopped speaking, and there's this awkward moment for a couple seconds where everybody's silent, and I'm like, right, and I'm thinking, right, what happens next? Are they just gonna let me go with a stern ticking off? Or is this the part now where they give me like a fucking beating to teach me a lesson? So I'm like, shit, what do I do? Do I just go, okay, sorry, and then walk by? Or do I do something else, right? Where I try to out-racist them? And it's like, shit, okay, if I out-racist them, will that work? Will that work, or will I make things worse? Am I free to leave now? So I go down the route of trying to out-racist them, and I hope that works. So I did go down the route of trying to out-racist them, and I was like, I'm not going to repeat some of this shit I said on stream, right? But I was basically like, guys, no, you guys aren't going far enough. You're not going far enough with what you're saying, guys. No, here's what we should be doing. And they weren't particularly impressed, right? But it calmed them down a little bit, right? We weren't all buddies, but they kind of loosened up a little bit, and they were like, basically just told me to fuck off, right? And I was like, okay. And then I went home, and then they just left me in peace to get on the bus and get back home to my hotel. So that was fucking scary. I knew I was in a PvP enabled zone, but I wasn't expecting to be ganked by my own side, basically. So yeah, I mean, yeah, shit, I'm never going back to fucking Birmingham again, I'll tell you that. But if I do go to Vexpo next year, I'm staying at a hotel that's at the fucking neck. I'm not risking like having to walk half an hour or whatever from the neck somewhere in order to get back to my hotel. Yeah, they came. I think they just like didn't want to hear it. They were just like, you know, they just wanted to say what they felt and just get me to like fuck off. I don't think they wanted me to like. They just wanted me to go away at that point, right? But yeah, God, things are really fucking bad in Birmingham right now, guys. Jesus Christ, it's like something out of fucking Children of Men. It's awful. I knew it was bad. I didn't know it was that bad. Fuck me. But yeah, I didn't tell the group I was with that happened because I didn't want to worry them. But fuck, yeah, that was scary. I told Vega this story as well. He's one of my followers. He came to see me at Vexpo. Bin strikes are still going, right? I think so. It looked filthy, but I didn't know if Birmingham was filthy because that's just the natural state of Birmingham. Unfortunately, your whole country is turning into that. It is, sadly. The whole country is turning into that. Yeah, speech 100. More like speech check failed, but it's a predetermined outcome that they'll let me go. Anyway. But, yeah, I'm trying to remember the other funny thing that happens now. I mean, one not really funny thing, but another thing that happened, though, is that when I was working, like, the Oshi Push, when I was working at the Oshi Push booth, and demonstrating Oshi Push to people, like the guys who saw me there in person, Can promise you this is genuinely the case. So I'd rock up to the Oshi Push booth at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'd be playing Oshi Push non-stop to about 7 o'clock that night, demonstrating it to people. So I probably played about Oshi Push, I would say, 7-8 hours throughout the entirety of the Vexpo weekend. Every day of the Vexpo weekend, I would play Oshi Push for 8 hours straight with 0 breaks as well. I didn't rest once. So I didn't even have anything to eat or drink as well. So basically all throughout Vexpo, I was only eating and drinking every 24 hours because I would rock up. Obviously, I'd have to start getting to the neck at 9 o'clock. I'd be there for like 9:30, and then I would be done with the booth at like 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock at that night. Then I'd have to walk back for like half an hour and then get the bus back. And then by that time, it'd be like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. And then I'd get a McDonald's. So I was only eating and drinking the 24-hour cycles because I was so fucking addicted to Oshi Push, playing it for several hours straight with no break. But fortunately, on one day, one of you guys, Vega, one of you guys fucking comes up to me, and it's so embarrassing as well because Vega is 8 years younger than me as well. Vega's 24 and I'm 32, right? So it's a bit embarrassing that a 24-year-old like goes out and buys me a bottle of water as I'm busy like autistically obsessed playing my Oshi Push games, and he drops his bottle of water off on the deck and goes, "Here, Maulington, don't fucking die." Like this 24-year-old looking after me because I'm not eating or drinking. Oh dear, that was kind of embarrassing, but I was like, I don't give a shit, I'm playing Oshi Push. Hey man, I really enjoyed what I saw from the documentary. Are you worried including some spicy stuff will sour your relationship with Oshi Push or the phase talents? Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Indigo. I'm glad you got... Actually, I do want to ask you guys who saw the phase documentary for some feedback. I'd like to have like a debrief with it and shit. But actually, let me just wrap this up and we'll get over there. But yeah, so thank you, Indigo. I'm glad that the Phase Connect documentary doesn't... Well, at least it doesn't seem to be... Some of you guys are still here, so at least it's not so fucking terrible. It hasn't seemed to scare you all off. Some of you seem to enjoy it, which is good at least. So you don't all hate it, so maybe it's not too bad, I suppose. Yeah, I don't have high hopes for the Phase documentary, honestly. I'd be surprised if I get like 10,000 views apart. But kind of like I said at the beginning of the last stream, right, the part 1, before the whole thing crashed, is that instead of like making something meta that will get a lot of views, and instead of like making a meta documentary video essay in the same manner that Reem or Evenstar or like say like Muujin would make, this documentary, although I'm not going to be a phase shill and I am going to touch like sensitive, spicy and like objectively like deconstruct and criticize some stuff in Phase Connect history, ultimately I do want this documentary to be like a love letter and a... what's the word? I'm not sure what the word is, but what the intent of this documentary is, I want Phase Connect fans to be able to come back to this video in like 10, 15 years. Maybe Phase Connect's dead and gone by then, the channels have gone, all that knowledge is just forgotten, right? And I want people to be able to come to my video and just remember the good times and see those iconic moments, right? Like the clips as they were as well. So you're not having to like watch Maulington, like fucking miserable, boring Brit Maulington, you know, say all this shit happened, but the clips themselves are there so you can like enjoy the actual people who said and did these things at the time, really. So I want it to be like a I don't know, what's the fucking word for it, right? You know, like Stonehenge is like still an icon after all this time, right? I want it to be like I want this this 3-part documentary to be the Holy Grail. I don't know, like the Mecca, like Jerusalem for Phase Connect fans, the holy pilgrimage site where all the iconic moments, the highs, the lows, the memories are all centralized in one small collection of videos. So I mean, on the one hand, I guess I'm kind of like upset and I'm kind of disappointed, and I'm embracing myself to be really disappointed with the number of like views and subscribers I'll get on the video, because obviously I do, after putting all this work and time into making it, right? Like, so I've put 15 months into this work so far, so to only get something like 10,000 views, if even that, is really gonna be crushing. But at the same time, though, at the end of the day, I think at least I could be proud of, hopefully, and feel happy about the fact that I've made this thing where everybody associated with FaZe Connect can, you know, relive those wonderful memories and maybe, you know, I don't know, I'm repeating myself, right? I'm not good with words, but, you know, relive those happy moments, basically. So, yeah, I'm kind of like sabotaging my channel to hopefully make something that the fans will really appreciate. And the reason why, I guess I'm kind of going to that length as well, again, I'm not being a charming snake oil salesman. I genuinely mean this. Is that obviously I recognize all your names. Well, almost all of you. If you guys change your PFP, I recognize you by PFPs first, but some of you have names iconic enough that I do remember your names. So I do remember, like without a spreadsheet, I do from the PFPs and the names, I do recognize you guys when you come back in the chat, even if you haven't come here for a long time. Like I know you, Indigo Pandora, for example. I haven't seen you on stream for a long time. You normally come about when I'm talking about FaZe Connect on video things. So I still remember you. I remember your name. But you guys have been very good to me over the last 2 years. I know people like you, Adrian, you, Ploxord. I remember you, Ploxord, commenting on the Uruka video back in the day as well. I do remember you guys. You've all been very nice to me. You've all been very supportive with me. Despite the extreme irregularity of my content, you're still around. You're very easy to talk to. I enjoy you guys' company. I find you interesting and entertaining as well. So I'm kind of doing it, you know, for you guys as well. Like, I hope that you, even if I'm not appealing to our wide audience, I hope at least you guys like it and appreciate what I'm doing, because that's kind of what I've kind of reached the point now where I do this FaZe Connect stuff not really for the talents, really. I'm not really doing it for the talents anymore. I'm actually just doing it for you guys, and hope you, the FaZe Connect fans, enjoy the videos I make on your Oshi. And like the kind of priority over time, over the last 2 years, has switched. So kind of like originally my first priority was to just like help the FaZe talent I'm talking about. And then kind of because of the very warm and lovely reception you guys gave me, I kind of made it then like a secondary thing where I'm like, okay, I want to like show off the FaZe talent to people because I think they're great. But then I also want to make something that I hope the fans will really enjoy. Now all I really care about is just like entertaining and like educating and informing the fans as to like the lore and history of the FaZe VTubers. So I think I don't want to do anything to like upset or make me like a martyr or like I don't want to get myself blacklisted from the FaZe Connect people themselves, right? I don't want FaZe Connect to think badly of me, and I don't want the FaZe Connect fandom, whether they're Discord, YouTube, funny internet forum people. I don't give a shit what fucking PCG or VT think about me because 4chan. Again, I don't want to be antagonistic towards 4chan people. A lot of you guys are 4chan people. I know you are, right? It's just that every time I go on, like, I don't know. I've never gone on PCG if I'm being honestly. But you know, I go on VT and they're just so, not even in a funny way. They're just so fucking nasty there and just so awful that I just don't care to get on their good side, basically. I don't know, maybe PCG's better, but I don't care about what they think, right? But I don't want to deliberately go out of my way to like upset people or blacklist myself from FaZe or the FaZe Connect fandom. But I think the problem is though is that me just being a toxic. The problem is though is that I'm just like a toxic positive shill for the company. Is that doesn't do FaZe Connect or the fandom any good either. Right, at the same time, because there is stuff there are uncomfortable moments in FaZe Connect's history that do need to be like, I guess that is in the public interest and that do need to be discussed. And at the same time, I guess I might have some takes and comments that would maybe upset some FaZe Connect fans from time to time. I know that I've pissed off the Hime Bitos before, famously. I know I really pissed them off on the Discord. But I think that at the end of the day, I don't think I'm being unfair or unreasonable in a lot of the stuff I say and some of the stuff I show, really, as I would say so myself. So if any FaZe Connect talent does like take issue with any of the stuff I show or do, then I don't know. If they asked me very nicely to take it out, then out of respect for them, I might. But otherwise, my attitude is one of tough shit. I don't care if you don't like it, really. So kind of like examples of that is like the jokes I make about Dizzy and Sakana fucking, right? I know that Dizzy would that would probably really piss off Dizzy and like genuinely make like Sakana and Dizzy like annoyed. But again, it's a funny joke. I don't care if that like gets me blacklisted from FaZe. Like fuck them. It's a funny joke. I'm gonna do it. But then there's like limits to. But then there's stuff I think that shouldn't be included because it just opens up old wounds in the community, and it's not in the public interest to bring it out, right? So I'm not sure if Henry honestly is something that I probably shouldn't bring up, because as funny as Henry is, you know, Henry was a good time for all involved really, except to laugh at this weird schizo. And there's other stuff as well that have like happened with, you know, Leah, for example. If you know, you know, right? Stuff like that. I'm not going to bring that up because again, it just doesn't do anyone any good. So I guess like that's just a long-winded way of saying that I don't give a shit if FaZe Connect and the fandom is upset by what I do. Really, it will sting. It will sting if they do hate it, but I can't allow that to influence my honest thoughts and feelings, because otherwise it will negatively impact my content if I'm not genuine about, you know, what I think and how I feel about things, right? So hopefully I don't do anything or say anything to get me in that situation, but I don't know, we'll see. But then the other thing as well, right, is that obviously I don't play it safe either with some of the shit I say on stream, right? Like, you know, I've spoken about Clara and her shit before on stream. I can't remember if it was the last FaZe Connect stream or the one before that, but I did tell you guys at least several months ago that FaZe Connect is in a deceptively weak position, and that the next big yab for FaZe Connect was either going to be the merchandise situation, or it was going to be someone like Clara. I mean, literally Clara, I should say, sorry, not someone like Clara, or it's going to be Clara like politisburging too close to the sun and then starting a FaZe Connect civil war between the chuds and, you know, what. I mean, that's not fair. I mean, that's a really reductive way of saying it, right? I mean, you know what I mean, right? Like starting a civil war between the conservatives, the very silly people who like Holocaust jokes. I mean, I like Holocaust jokes, right? But, you know, people who aren't actually joking, and, you know, liberals and fucking whatever, right? I said that last stream or the stream before that. Unfortunately, I do hate being right all the time. That's why I keep my mouth shut. I let EB die for my sins, right? Because people will have a go at EB. I call shit way earlier and way worse than EB does, but I keep getting away with it for some reason. He takes the blame instead, but obviously when I talk about shit like that, that's instant grounds, right, for like a blacklisting from FaZe Connect, quite frankly. But I should probably stop because I don't really get anything out of doing it. But I don't know, I can't. It's one of those things where I can't just shut up and help myself either. So I think I'm gonna try to stop doing that after today's stream. I'm gonna stop doing that because I just don't think it's. I don't think it's of benefit to someone. The reason why I do it is because it's like because I'm like so passionate about VTubing. I do like fucking going too far, I guess, in the analysis and deconstruction I have on VTuber corporations and what they do well and what's bringing them down, right? Because that's kind of actually what I'm most popular for. Is my rants and like memeing about Niji Sanji being fucking retarded, right? That's what I'm really known for. That's where most of my subs actually come from. It's not the FaZe Connect content, really. It's clowning on Niji Sanji and saying why Niji Sanji is shit and FaZe Connect is good, really. So that's kind of why I do it, because I just can't help myself but talk about shit in that way. But it's a taboo in VTubing because you're directly comparing people and corporations against each other. But I think it's helpful. I think it's okay to do it in circumstances where you're trying to, you know, use it as an example of what not to do and the consequences as to what happens when you do those things. So yeah, I guess that's just like a very long-winded getting off my chest. Fucking, I don't know why. Like Dear Diary, long-winded, stupid, incomprehensible way of saying that. Indigo, that no, I do care, but I don't care at the same time. I can't make up my mind, quite frankly. I just can't make up my mind. I don't want FaZe Connect to hate me, but if they hate me, yeah, whatever. That's not going to change my opinion of the company. I still wish them all the best. I wouldn't say I love these girls as such, but you know, people like Pippa in particular. I just want nothing for the best for people like Pippa and Leah. I'm very touched by those two's like personal and professional development journeys. It's why I love VTubing in the first place, and the reason why I haven't like discarded this thing as being stupid and gay and cringe and annoying is if VTubing was basically what goes on the Twitch side of VTubing, I would have remained an anti, right? And kind of what I haven't told this story actually since I first started streaming. Really, it's been a long while since I mentioned this, but if you guys remember like my very old streams when I was doing Dawn of War, I told you before, is that what turned me from being a VTubing tourist. Well, yeah, I was a tourist. What turned me from being a VTubing tourist and then becoming a VTuber, basically becoming a really strong VTuber fan, is it was to press Nusagi's videos, particularly his ones on people like Suisse, and how some of the HoloLive girls, like their struggles in their early days as VTubers, and you know how much it meant to them, their development arcs and shit like that. And then that kind of like changed my mind, and it kind of opened my eyes up to the beautiful side of VTubing and what could be accomplished in this medium. And I know that some people just celebrate the entertainment and creativity side of VTubing, which is fine. But kind of like I said before, I used to be in the exact same situation. I used to basically be male Pippa when I was a teenager. I've had the exact same kind of like upbringing as like Pippa has, and I imagine many of you guys have gone through the same thing, where you've probably like grown up being raised by the internet, funny websites, and like being a miserable, depressed, like fucking loser, virgin, disgusting, fat, retard shitheads, right? So unfortunately, in my circumstance, I didn't have a minor e-celebrity career and a mega idol career to fix me. Fortunately, I just had I just inevitably had the aggression and like the ambition in me to where when I was at university and I was getting old enough to reach like military age, where I was like, I'm sick and tired of like fantasizing about doing all this shit, and I'm finally going to get off my fat useless ass and, you know, go outside, exercise and get military fit so I can actually do my dreams for real and stop imagining, right? I'm gonna stop like fantasizing and imagining my ideal life in my head, and I'm gonna get out there and actually make it happen. And so fortunately I was able to do that off of like my own ambition, ego, whatever you want to call it, right? So because I guess of my own experiences like growing up like that, when I see the stories of people like Pippa, Leah, Suisse, whatever, and how VTubing has like, I mean, it's not so much in Leah's case, right? But kind of how VTubing has allowed them to go from what they were to what they are now. That's just something that just resonates with me on such a deep, like, emotional level. Like, it really genuinely touches me. And I know it sounds like stupid and gay and cringe that this big, strong, burly 32-year-old man is like getting really attached to like the personal stories of these strangers on the internet, but it really is, right? I'm really genuinely touched by what Pippa's gone through. So, and Pippa's not the only one in Phase Connect who's gone through a journey like this, right? So, I mean, I love these girls who have had to go through that. Like, and in someone who's struggling and they're like in a really like dark place and they've got like this dream, this ambition, and they're working really hard to achieve it, despite whatever blockers are in the way. Like, I'll fucking, as long as they're not like a cunt, right, or like a horrible person, I'll fucking ride and die. I'll fucking support those person. You'll see me with the glow sticks and absolutely cheering for these people as they're going through their journey. So it's like, so because of that, right, it like stings. It would sting to have like Phase Connect hate me when I think so highly of many of them. But at the same time, though, the thing is that if they do hate me, whatever, you know, it's whatever. I would have probably done something to have deserved it, but I don't. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I think maybe they might be a bit too sensitive. But the other thing, though, the thing is that really terrifies me, though, at the same time, is that again, this might come across the wrong way and this might get me in trouble, but I really don't want to be inserted into Phase Connect's story, if that makes sense. I don't want people talking about me on the Phase Connect Discord, really, unless it's appropriate. I certainly don't want people bringing me up in talent streams. I don't want, and like, if any drama revolves around me, I don't want people to involve me in the I don't want people to involve me in the story of Phase Connect. My name should not be put should not be seen in streams or in the FaZe Discord, really. I mean, I know some of you guys do it and show my shit there, right? And I appreciate it when you do that, right? I mean, that kind of stuff on the Discord, I guess that's fine, right? Because you're just showing like fan videos. But please, I don't want to insert myself into FaZe Connect's journey. Leave me out of it. I just don't want to be in it anyway. So even if they do hate me, it's like, it's fine, because I don't want them to acknowledge me and like bring me into the fold as to being a part of their community either. And kind of the part that might get me in trouble, right, is that it's one thing I don't really like about what FaZe Connect does at the moment is I think they pander too much, and I think they I don't know. I don't think they should be interacting with like clippers and editors as much as they are on the Twitter. I know that everybody loves it, right? And it's really nice that they do that they treat their editors and clippers and random people on the Twitter as well as they do. But I don't know. I just think it sets a bad precedent, really. I don't think clippers and editors should be part of the show. They should be backstage, right? Really. I don't think they should be front and stage. And I don't know why I think that way, but that's just kind of my thoughts on the process. And that's something I hold, that's like an idea that I hold really strongly, is that I don't want, I think those of us who make clips and edit and support the talents like that in that way, we should be backstage, not front and center, really. We shouldn't be personalities in the community, I don't think. It's kind of like the way I see it. Anyway, I've been like fucking looking all around the place as I'm trying to introspectively, I guess, go through all those feelings and shit. So I haven't read chat in like fucking God knows how long, so let me try to see if I've missed any donations and like fucking, I don't know. You know what? I always go back and read all the comments on my streams anyway, so I'll go back and like read the thing. Much appreciated, says Decato. Sorry, Decato, what did I say to get them much appreciated? Doing it for the love of the game. Yeah, doing it for the love of the game. Where should I start from? God, I'm back. I'm 20 minutes like behind schedule, I think. Like, fucking hell. Can't believe that rant was like 20 minutes up. I don't know. I'm never going to be able to catch up. There's like 30 minutes of chat. I'll read it. I'll read it tomorrow or something. I'll take a day off from editing tomorrow and go back and read the chat. Yeah, I know that. Obviously, I know that people here like Abibiyama. Obviously, I'm not going to appreciate me saying that again. You know, again, I don't mean to offend or be rude to people. Again, I know that I can say that, but they're still going to take offense to it. It's just my opinion, right? And I imagine that the clippers and editors are gonna like strongly disagree and argue with me. That's fine. Okay, it's not like I'm not gonna get like angry and argue with you about it. It's just one of those things that I think is how things should be. Basically, I don't think we should be front and stage. We should be at the back of the stage, basically. Let's see what else we got. Don't let your dreams become delusions. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, I think I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna keep repeating myself at this point. So yeah, I am and I'm not. I hope FaZe Connect doesn't hate me. I hope they don't think I'm some kind of a fucking schizo weirdo loser. But if they do, fucking whatever. That's not going to influence anything I do. And yeah, as I said before anyway, I'm always going to keep doing, as long as FaZe Connect is alive, I'm always going to be making stuff about FaZe Connect because I'm such a big fan of who they are and what they do. But I never did plan in the first place, and I do want to get on and like do the stuff that I originally planned for this channel. So originally I did plan on this channel to do streams and like videos on international relations, history, and yeah, I'm not going to do politics. I like talking about politics, but we're starting to see like a rise of, I guess it's not fair to call them Kurisha clones, but we're starting to see more and more VTubers these days become, you know, polititubers, basically. We're starting to see more and more political VTubers these days. We don't need like another one. We don't need like political VTuber number 6 million. So I think once I'm done with the FaZe Connect documentary, I'm still gonna make like the Irie video. I'm still gonna make like the talent videos and shit, right? The talent lore videos. But I do wanna kind of move away a little bit and actually get to what I want to do in the first place, which is history, international relations, and like making documentaries on military units and shit, right? So I want to kind of talk about stuff like the Cold War. I want to talk about, you know, like why France is in Mali and what's like going on with like France and the insurgency in Mali at the moment, because people don't really talk about that shit. I want to talk about like really I want to kind of like mix it between really like niche specific stuff in history, like, you know, kind of like doing the autistic like lore shit that I do for Facebook documentaries, but for history as well, because there's a lot of YouTubers, really good YouTubers, who talk about the Vietnam War and stuff, and there are even really good YouTubers who talk specifically about like the Military Assistance Command Group Vietnam, so like the Green Berets in Vietnam as well. But one thing I don't see though is I don't see people specifically kind of like analyze it in the greater context of international relations. So people talk about like the Green Berets and what they got up to, but then I don't see many YouTubers then actually take an IR approach to it and say, okay, so the Green Berets were doing this. Here's why. Here are like the greater geopolitical impact. Like, here's what the greater strategic impact of these decisions are, and here's like where the failures were in like their mission, and here's where the failures were in their mission, and here's where the successes in their mission are. Shit like that, really, because that was like my favorite stuff to do at university. When I was at university, I did a one of my essays in my second year at uni was a topic. So I got a choice of topics, and the one I picked was, did the CIA have a good war or bad war in Vietnam? And now when you take a look at that, when you hear that question, well, the United States lost the Vietnam War, so you'd think, oh, the CIA had a bad war in Vietnam. And I said, no, actually, the CIA had a fantastic war in Vietnam. Even though Vietnam itself went terribly, the lessons that the CIA learned from the Vietnam War is like the foundation of what it is today. So shit like that, basically, right? Is I like to approach history and IR from unique and non-traditional, I guess, perspectives, right? Because people always look at the end result and they go, okay, so this operation, this part of history was bad because this side lost. Whereas I want to go more into, yes, they lost, but like these are the successes, right? And this is like the impact of what happened in the future because of these actions. So I want to do stuff like that. And then of course I just want to make like documentaries kind of like what I'm doing with Phase Connect, but for, you know, I guess stuff that's more deserving, is to make documentaries on like specific units and the stuff that they've done that earned them the that earned them the battle streamers on their unit colors, right? So like I want to talk about the shit that the Rangers got up to in the global war on terror. I want to talk about what the Marine Corps got up to in Vietnam. I want to talk about, you know, what the Royal Marine Commandos got up to in the Korean War, stuff like that. I hope people enjoy stuff like that as well. The CIA they did make a lot of money. They made a load of drug money. But this is the thing people don't actually talk about when they talk about like the CIA and the Vietnam War. The CIA actually predicted the outcome of the Vietnam War back in the 1950s, and they actually advised against the United States going to war in Vietnam. However, the CIA was actually overruled by the war hawks in the Republican Party. So this is one of those rare instances where the CIA were actually originally the good guys, like in American history, and it was the politicians who were genuinely like the ones pulling the strings and actually fucked things up. So like a rare CIA win, actually, the Vietnam War. So like, yeah, the CIA section chief in Laos at the time was watching very closely the French Indochina War. And after watching the French failures in Vietnam, he wrote back to Washington and he was like, yeah, the United States shouldn't get involved. And if we get directly involved in Vietnam, we're going to fucking lose. And it's going to be embarrassing. And we're going to like give Soviet and communist dominance in that region of the world for a very long time. And yeah, because Kennedy had suffered many humiliations, like at the Bay of Pigs, for example, and the Cuban Missile Crisis, like that answer didn't wash in Washington, right? They wanted a quick, easy win. Those of you who know your Vietnam history know I'm like telling you really basic like Vietnam history, right? But you know, Kennedy wanted a quick win. He was hoping Vietnam would be a quick win to smash the commies. It wasn't a quick win. It wasn't an in and out 20-minute adventure. It went fucking terribly. But the CIA told him this would happen. They were overruled and they were made to say yes. They were made to change their reports so that Congress would approve. Yeah, the CIA, the good guys, I know, right? Yeah, they could take a look at what happened with the French. And this is the thing, right? Is that, again, it goes down to American arrogance. The French, at the time, were using mostly American equipment. They were using American helicopters. the French were trained by the Americans. They were trained by the 101st and 82nd Airborne as well. So the French were like using a lot of American equipment, and they were American trained, and they still lost pretty readily. So, you know, I think the United States and their arrogance is kind of like, yeah, but the French fucking suck though. We're way better than the French. We can win. It's like, no. I mean, it was close. The thing is, though, the Vietnam War was pretty close. After the Tet Offensive, the North Vietnamese army was fucked. They were like fucking gone, right? If the US was like pushed it for like another 5 years, they probably could have actually won the Vietnam War, or at least had like a shaky truce or alliance that would see the South Vietnamese government continue existing. But that's obviously that's not how war works. Sadly, you don't almost win war, and obviously, a nation's political will to continue fighting the war is something that needs to be husbanded as well. So if you win militarily, but you surrender, in terms of like political will, that's still a loss in your end. You don't get to go, well, actually, we won this war because we beat you militarily. It's like, no. Did you achieve your objectives? Yes. Then okay, you won the war. Did you achieve your objectives? No. Doesn't matter. If you've got a 10-to-1 kill-death ratio, you lost. Haven't met your objectives. The South Vietnam, that's 2 years after we left, they folded after Congress collapsed. Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, though, the South Vietnamese government was very unpopular, very corrupt. It's like the Afghan government, right? Like the South Vietnamese had some very really good units. I mean, fucking hell, I'm gonna go to bed in a minute. We've tangented away from VTubing to the fucking Vietnam War. But the South Vietnamese government was unpopular. They had some elite, decent units who wanted to see the democratic government of South Vietnam continue. But the average South Vietnamese soldier was no better than the Afghan National Army soldier when when NATO pulled out in Afghanistan. When was it now? 7 years ago? 6 years ago? How many years ago was that? 4 years ago? How long was Afghanistan now? Fucking forgot. Shit. You know, same thing. They would have ducked and run. They wouldn't have been able to keep that up. The North Vietnamese wanted to win, and they had a far stronger cause than the South Vietnamese did, quite frankly, I think. 4 years, 2021, that's it, yeah. America lost the war via, they did. They lost the war via the public sentiment, but then at the same time, right, it's just like, why are so many Americans being horribly killed and maimed over a war in Vietnam? It's one of those wars that's genuinely just fought over ego and is of no consequence to the United States, unfortunately. It's one of those things where it's like, well, this war is actually a massive waste of American lives. Anyway, where was I? I think we'll end it there, actually. Let me just see if I've missed any funding or chats and shit. We had a weirdly real moment there at the end. So I don't know why I felt the need to get some shit off my chest about Phase Connect and my content and shit. I don't know. I think it's because it's really late. I think it's the fucking Pippa moment has opened up my icy heart and broken up my wall, I suppose. But that Pippa moment, right, where she's crying and oh god, I'm gonna start crying now just thinking about it. Don't cry, Maulington. Don't cry on stream. That's stupid and gay. But seeing that, actually, that's something I forgot about. Actually, is asking for feedback on the Face Connect documentary. But seeing that moment when Pippa had that Aka Super moment, that fucking, oh my god, that really broke me. That's such an awful thing. That was such an awful thing to watch, and it's I almost don't want to put it in because it's such a tender moment, right? It's so bad. I don't want to put it in, but at the same time, I think it's kind of people should see that side of Pippa because I think it's really important for people to see that side of her so that they understand what the stinky 4chan yabbit really is about. But the problem is, at the same time, though, it's I'll be preaching to the choir by showing stuff like that because the people who honestly engage with Pippa know that she's a sweetheart, and the people who hate Pippa, well, not everybody. That's not fair. Not everybody who hates Pippa, right? There's a difference between people who just don't like Pippa's content and people who genuinely fucking hate Pippa, right? The person. And I have no beef with the people who just don't like her content, but it's you get the people, the same people, kind of people who are cheering for Charlie Kirk's murder, right? They're all the same people, right? I mean, I won't be getting through to them with that video. I don't without clips like that, I think. But I kind of hope with like the FaZe documentary and that Pippa segment that at least like the confused people and the fence sitters will be able to take something away from that, I suppose. Yeah. Oh God, fucking hell. Gosh. Wish I didn't. I really wish I didn't watch that. God, it really fucking hurts to see that. Yeah, it's healthy. Oh God, I feel ill now. Poor Pippa. Good, I'm glad you guys liked it. I'm glad I kind of yeah, so let's actually oh God, I need to go to bed. So yeah, let's transition to some feedback. So yeah, it's kind of difficult to get feedback on that, right? Because we watched it hours ago, and it's difficult to like show you hours of stuff up front and then like go, okay, so what do you think? When it's like you need to go back and probably watch it or watch it a few times to deconstruct it. But I don't know. What do you guys think about the documentary so far? Do you think I've got too many clips in there? Do you think I'm like bombarding you with just too much random shit? Do you think it's too long? I don't know. Is there anything you take away from it, good or bad? Anything good or bad? Like, is anything good or bad you take away from it? Thank you very much for the 10 Canadian dollars, Adrian Cruz, buddy. I appreciate your vids always. I think your criticisms are constructive, not destructive, and shows you appreciate the company. Okay, that's really nice to hear. Thank you, Adrian. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I loved it. Please include all the cop clips. I mean, you know what? I made a mega compilation of some of my favorite memes over a year ago. You know what? After I'm done with the FaZe documentary, I'll make another compilation. I'll make a continuously bigger compilation of all my favorite memes I've made over the years. It's good to see where she was and know that she's grown so much from that. Pippa love. Yeah, Pippa love. Okay, that's good, exactly. It's needed as its history. Yeah, I'm liking it so far. Thank you, Smits. Thank you, Joey. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. It'll be great. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Again, yeah, there's so much editing I still need to do. Unfortunately, I was thinking I would get this done by the 25th of September. I was thinking, there's no way this is going to take me 2 months to edit this, right? Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to get it done in 2 weeks, sadly. I am working on it every day for like 4 or 5 hours. I don't know where the time's going. It's taking me forever. Unfortunately, I think it's going to have to wait until after I come back from holiday, which is a shame. It sucks because I really wanted to get this out for my first anniversary. I didn't. Then I was like, okay, I'm going to make it for my second anniversary, surely. I'm not going to make it for my second anniversary either, sadly, but as long as I get it out, finally, it'll be worthwhile. But I guess that's kind of like the benefit of today's stream as well. So I also want to show you guys that I'm not short fat Otaku with his trucker video. I have genuinely been spending a lot of time trying to get as much information and trying to get this documentary out. It's not vaporware, it does exist. I have been working on it. I'm not short fat Otaku. The FaZe doc does exist, guys. There it is. Look, you've seen an hour and a half of it. It was a raw moment. Thank you very much for the membership, Reva. It was a raw moment, and some people should see it. Also, any new prospects would probably appreciate saying that. And see how far she's gone since then. Yeah, I think so too. I'm glad that you think so too, because the problem is, right, so when you're in the editing minds, you kind of lose sight sometimes of the humanity of what you're doing. So I mean, I'm like not happy with the way I'm kind of talking around that segment as well, because I'm talking in like just a regular, you know, documentary kind of upbeat cadence, and I don't think it's really appropriate leading up to a clip like that. So I'm gonna have to agonize like over the wording leading up to that, and I guess kind of like the manner within which I speak, because yeah, when you're in those editing minds and you've like spent 6 to 7 hours straight editing shit, you do lose your humanity and you forget, like, you lose that perspective as to whether something is inhumane or like really inappropriate to say or put in sometimes. So it's good to, I think, sometimes run these kinds of like history things through people and just check that you're not being like a bit of a monster really with what you're doing, because that's one thing I really want to do with these documentaries and video essays, is that I do genuinely care about the company and the people, because obviously in order for me to care enough to go into this much detail, I don't want to upset or offend anybody. So I'm not like one of those, you know, soulless documentary people who don't give a shit about the source material and I like have no attachment to it and just want to talk about it or deconstruct it for views, right? Like I genuinely want to, as much as I reasonably can without being too biased, be fair, accurate, honest, and respectful of the source material, basically. I think more clips are best. That's my biggest criticism of the Neuro-Sama documentary, is that there are too many times where he just explains something without showing the clip. Yeah, I'm really glad you said that, Timmy. That's what I was thinking as well. But then I know sometimes I do get criticism from people who say, oh, my videos are just clips and memes and shit, right? And I think, oh, okay, so should I just talk more and try to deconstruct stuff more? Or I don't know, right? That's the problem. So one thing I do, I probably shouldn't say this, right? Because they're watching at this very moment, I imagine. But if I get a lot of views on my videos from the virtual asylum, I do go have a look on TVA and just see if they're discussing the video in a detailed manner. And the reason why I do that is I don't do it for ego searching. The reason why I do it is because I genuinely care about feedback, because I want to make something that people like, and that I want to make something that people genuinely like and something that's genuinely good. I don't think my content's revolutionary, but I think it's kind of off. I think it's unorthodox enough, and I don't want to directly copy people, right? That I'm not really sure myself if what I'm doing works or not, because it kind of just comes from that weird shit in my brain, right? So the reason why, if I get a lot of traffic from Kiwi or TVA, and the reason why I go on there and have a look to see what people are saying, is I'm not looking at it for ego searching. I'm looking at it because I actually, in a way, I respect the kind of people who comment on those threads on those sites, because they will just give their unfiltered, honest opinion on shit. That's why I like the VTuber discussions on those sites to begin with, because it's oh, okay, these guys aren't afraid of saying fucking whatever. So I've gone on those sites before. I've seen them talk about some of my videos, and I've seen some of the criticism, and I've gone, okay, yeah, you know what, I actually agree with them. I think they're making fair points. So yeah, I'm gonna take that criticism on board, and then in the next video, see if that works, see if that improves things. And obviously, when you go on sites like that, right, and you see what they're saying, they don't always frame it in the nicest way. So I've seen some of the shit that they say about me, which is funny. I think in order to be a VTuber and to do shit like that, you have to have a sense of humor, and you have to have that thick skin where I can read, comments, people calling me slurs and all kinds of shit, and see the funny side of it, right? If you can't handle it, don't do it. It's something that I find really weird about some content creators, is that they get obsessed about threads about them on funny sites, and then they keep going on it, and they keep seething and engaging with it. And it's if you can't handle it, don't do it, right? take the feedback on board if there's any constructivism in it. If you hate it, then just don't go on it. Simple as, really. But yeah, I do appreciate the people who genuinely, regardless of what they say, if people genuinely watch the videos and care enough to even to just fucking tear it to bits, I appreciate that. I take it on board, and I consider it for the next video I make. I may not necessarily agree with it. Just because you criticize it doesn't mean I'm going to go, oh, okay, I'm going to do this next time. But I do appreciate everybody, haters or lovers, who watch the videos and can give me give me some steer, give me some feedback. Am I hitting the mark? Am I missing the mark? How is it? How are things doing? Yeah, great stuff. Looking forward to the final cut. Thank you, Ducato. I'm glad you like it. Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you. Channel your inner parrot and return to the mines. Yeah, God, yeah. I mean, God, this is exhausting making a documentary like this. Third anniversary special. Yeah, it's gonna be ready by the third anniversary at least. Are you gonna put more about phase in general into preamble? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Sorry, Baron. So if I understand what you're asking correctly, every single Phase Connect talent is going to get that 20 to 30 minute lore segment like I've just done there for Pippa and Leah. So I've just shown you up until this point. So I've not done the editing for all the other members of Phase Origin, but I've got a gigantic fucking Word doc that's 40,000 words or something, right? So they're all going to get the treatment. I just need to put that text into... I've recorded a lot of it as well, actually, so I should say. A lot of it is voice recorded as well. I've done the recordings. I just need to put the recordings into DaVinci Resolve Studio and then split the videos and then obviously splice the clips into it, basically. I know the documentary will be next for me to watch. Yeah, that's good. No, I'm glad you guys like it. That's really good. That's really relieving, right? It's oh, thank God for that. Because I was really worried with all the clips and the shit that I put into it. I was thinking, man, I wonder if people are going to watch this and just think this is I'm just being bombarded with like random shit that I don't care about. Like, this sucks. It's really reassuring to see that people actually do like it. Good, thank God. What direction do you foresee FaZe taking with this controversy? I just want everyone to be happy in FaZe. Yeah, don't worry about it, Indigo. They're like, this isn't going to affect FaZe Connect that badly in the long term anyway. Kind of what's going to happen is that people are going to forget about this in a couple months or like a couple weeks even, I reckon. It's not escalating, fortunately. So, I don't know. I think FaZe as a whole is going to be fine. But I think probably Sakana might give Clara the option to fall on her sword. I don't know. Maybe he won't. Maybe he'll just hope that things can go back to normal. Maybe they can go back to normal. I don't know. But I think, as I said before, right, I think there is a problem. Again, this is like the last time I'm going to talk about this shit on stream because I don't want to deliberately incite. I don't want to... I don't know. I've gone all soft and sensitive now, so I actually do care if like someone from FaZe Connect sees this and they go, "Oh shit, Maulington talks about the funny websites and the abs." Shit, blacklist him. I don't know. I'm not in the mood at the moment now after the Pippa thing to see like the FaZe talent stop blocking me and shit. No, I'm not in the mood to see that right now. If I was in a good mood, I'd be like, yeah, fuck you, whatever. But not right now. So I don't know. Last time I talk about this shit, and I won't do it again. But yeah, I think, I don't know, the way I'd play it is I give Clara the option to like fall on her sword at this point. I wouldn't make it look even remotely like a termination. I just make it look like, okay, you know what, Clara just wants to go do something else, and people can theorize, right, and say, oh, you know, Fishman secretly terminated Clara. Let them think that. Don't prove it. Like, just don't make it look obvious. That's what I would do. And the reason why I would give Clara the option to fall on her sword at this point is because, as I said earlier, she's had a billion chances. She doesn't learn her lesson, and she's made 2 absolutely unacceptable mistakes, but she keeps getting away with it. Those 2 unacceptable mistakes are, the first instance is that she's royally pissed off and allowed her genuine hatred of the main demographic of FaZe Connect to become essentially public. Even though it's on private accounts, it's still public, it's out there. So that's one mistake that she's made. She's allowed everyone to realize she's pissed off the demographic who are responsible for making FaZe Connect what it is at the end of the day, whatever you think about them. That's a big no-no. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. And then obviously there's the second problem, which is she's made some very inappropriate and awful comments about some of her colleagues. And I mean, technically you can't prove it, but the timing and what she's saying is obvious. We know who she's talking about. And again, uncalled for, absolutely unacceptable. You don't want someone like that in your organization. Okay, I imagine some of the FaZe Connect talents, for whatever reason behind the scenes, don't particularly like each other as well. Maybe they get jealous of each other because they're all young women in the entertainment business. Despite what Mumi does for them, you know, you can't help it. So everybody gets like toxic, jealous, emo, menhera, whatever you want to call it sometimes. But you know, as far as we're all concerned, right? And don't fucking tell me, right? This is not a place now to go. No, actually, Maulington, this was revealed. I don't want to hear it now, okay? But as far as I'm aware, Clara's the only person who has allowed this to happen, right? And she's old enough to know better. Okay, Clara's one of the oldest people. I don't actually know if that's true. Clara's roughly the same age as I am. She's old enough to know better. And it's unacceptable that the fucking 22-year-olds have better OPSEC and know how to navigate this industry better than she does. She's not a rookie VTuber. She's a middle-aged woman. She's been in the industry long enough to know better. She's just a liability at this point. Just cut it off. And you don't want that rot of someone who will, you know, talk mad shit about their talent, about their colleagues behind their back. Maybe other talents do it as well, right? But the thing is, as far as I'm aware, that Sheena, Wemi, and Jelly have never said anything bad about Clara or been rude in that way. I don't know, maybe they have behind the scenes, but I doubt it. I really do doubt it. So how can you can't work with people like that once it's out in the open, right? Can't even pretend to like people like that, really. So I mean, it puts unfair, it creates an awkward working environment, it creates a toxic working environment, and it puts unfair pressure on the other girls as well to openly have to pretend to work with someone who they know genuinely probably doesn't like them that much. And again, it's not like it's a case of Clara the liberal versus the chud Face Connect girls. A lot of the Face Connect girls are probably quite left-wing, quite liberal as well, and maybe agree with many of Clara's political points as well. But the difference being that they actually respect and can live with us nasty internet chud conservative types, right? Like they may, it's like I've noticed, right? People like the Dragon's Tea and people like that have like had meltdowns on Twitter because like Rie has like blocked them and stuff like that, right? And I know I don't know for certain, but I imagine Rie strikes me as someone, right, who's quite left wing, and I imagine that she's blocked them because she's probably just sick to fucking death of seeing like right wing politisburging in her feed, and she's just fed up of seeing it, so she's blocked them, right? And this is I think this is the thing people don't realize sometimes, is that you can have a spicy sense of humor and be left wing, right? That you don't have to be a chud to think to like racist jokes. That's like a new phenomenon, right? It was quite common for liberals to like racist jokes back in the day. In my lifetime, it would be common like for on the water cooler chat to make highly inappropriate racist jokes with the lads around the water cooler, but also at the same time be very left wing, right? So it's like, yeah. The unfortunately, it's like, this is why we don't talk about politics in the first place. This is why there's no politics rule. It's because when we don't know each other's politics, we all get along nicely for the most part, right? And as soon as this shit comes out, people take it too far and people just can't get along. So that's why you don't talk about it. And this is the thing. This is Clara's broken that one rule. She's broken the no politics rule. And again, like I said, I think in the last Face Connect stream, in some ways I do sympathise with Clara's position, because she can't do what Jelly and co have done, like they did with Dustborn. The shit that they did in Dustborn is riding that line of really inappropriate behaviour as well. But they can get away with it because the Faith Connect fandom, generally speaking, loves that shit. And they didn't go too far either. There's a massive difference, right, between Charlie Kirk and Dustborn's fucking stupid and gay. But I can kind of understand maybe her mentality, that it's like, well, she can't remotely mention any left-wing or like LGBT stuff because the Faith chuds are gonna like go fucking apeshit at her for doing it. So I do sympathise with that. But at the end of the day, right, like I said before, no one asked her to join Faith Connect. That's what you sign up for. So if you can't cope with that, fuck off and go somewhere else, quite frankly, right? At one point in time, I would have liked to have joined a male VTuber corporation. The only corporations with male VTubers I'd be interested in joining would be Faith Connect, and that's not happening, and Prison Project. I have never expressed an interest in joining HoloLive, and the reason why I would have never have wanted to have joined HoloStars is because I just would not fit in on HoloStars and their community. I wouldn't. I want to be able to go on stream. And obviously I wouldn't be able to say my beloved foxtrot slur anymore, but I want to be able to go on stream and say acceptable slurs and make vaguely racist jokes. And so HoloLive wouldn't let me do that, and I wouldn't fit in there by doing that, so I wouldn't apply to HoloLive in the first place. It's just stupid. Right, I get that these women want to succeed at any cost and be in a VTuber corporation, but Clara should have learned from Kiri Kilovolt and what Kiri did to get ahead in Globy. That's the model she should have followed, right? It's like, right, you've got this big momentum behind you, you've impressed and wowed everybody, and just keep doing, what people want from you. And it's really sad because Clara did have a lightning introduction to Faith Connect. She was like the perfect fit for Faith Connect when she first joined. She hit all the right notes of a really weird like Faith Fujo woman thing, right? Like everybody like couldn't get a fucking enough of Clara back in the early days. And then she was a wonderful singer at the same time. She had a very nice she has a very nice model, right? I mean Bunny Girls peak, right? Peak. And it's just a shame to see someone so very talented who had like everything as well going for her just throw it all away. I remember when Clara first debuted with Faith Connect, I was like, oh my god, like Clara is someone who has almost grown in a test tube to be the perfect Faith Connect fan. And it's, again, going away from that, as someone who makes content for the love of the game and not for money or fame or shit like that, it just really rubs me the wrong way, and it really does just disappoint me when people disrespect the fans in such a manner, right? Like, sometimes some of the like the shit and like the jokes and the comments you guys like make on Twitter sometimes in other places. I see you guys on gym streams. I see you guys on like funny drama channels. I see the shit you say and think, right? I know, I see you guys. I'm lurking in the same channels. And sometimes it's like, yeah, some of the stuff that you guys might say or think sometimes makes me uncomfortable. And yeah, I know, I appreciate that. That's very rich coming from Lord Maulington, the fucking massive racist. Lord Maulington, the massive racist homophobe, to say that shit, right? But I'm not actually racist or homophobic. I just want the Indians gone, okay? Don't clip that. I just want the Indians out of my country. I don't hate Indians. I just want them in India, not England. I'm fed up of seeing them everywhere. Like, fuck off. I had to put that in there. It's only fair that I incriminate myself after all the shit I say, right? But it's like, look, at the end of the day, even if your fans make you uncomfortable and you don't like some of the stuff they do, they give you money, they're there for you, they could be doing a million other things, right? So don't disrespect them, okay? Like, if they go too far, give them a slap on the wrist. If they keep misbehaving, ban them, but never be so nasty and spiteful to the fans when they've done nothing to deserve it, really. It's just unacceptable. I hate content creators like that. You know, because it's like, I've been a big fan of, like, Let's Plays since back when they were written. Like, remember, you guys, any of my fellow old fags remember when Let's Plays were like written on blogs or like Game Facts back in the day, and they were like all written up, and like there were like screenshots and shit as well, back before there were like videos and like streaming services. That's how long I've been a fan of like Let's Plays and you know, content creator and shit. And I was there when YouTube was like first became a thing, before YouTube became mainstream, back when like the only video was the owner's video of his dog. Right, you had like YouTube poops, and you had like the fucking X-Men, the Juggernaut bitch videos and shit, right? So that's like how long I've been on the internet watching this shit. And because I've been on the internet for such a long time, I know that there's like a billion different people, different things that you guys could be doing at any time. You could be watching, and instead you're here choosing your very precious time to spending it with me. And I know it sounds like sappy and gay and really effeminate to say that, but you know, it's like I do really appreciate it. I'm not ungrateful for it, right? I really treasure it. It's really nice. It's a really nice thing to feel. And again, I guess it kind of ties into why I do this in the first place, I guess, is that I just really enjoy being and I hate the word content creator, but then also I think to call myself an entertainer sounds self-aggrandizing as well, right? But I just fucking love being an entertainer. I don't do it for like the ego boost or the popularity. I just genuinely like enjoy making people laugh and entertaining them, right? I just love it. I never get enough of it. It feels great to do that. So yeah, people who are rude to the fans and are nasty in that way, I don't like those people. Fuck them. They deserve what they get, quite frankly. I don't know. I think that's no. They don't deserve what they get. I mean, what happened to Clara is way too far, right? But you know what I mean. It's like, please, just shut up and be nice to the fans. They give you money. They want the best for you. Come on, man. You know, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Look, fat. Come on, man. It's not gay to it's not gay to love your homies. Yeah. Sorry, have I missed some stuff? Thank you very much for the $2, Mr. Snowman. Sorry, I didn't see a comment if you left one. God, you know what? It was. Drinking a Monster Energy throughout this stream was a really bad idea. My heart hurts now. Like a combination of the fucking soul-crushing depression of Pippa talking about wanting to kill herself and then drinking the Monster Energy. I'm in a state of high depression and like a high, I don't know, acceleration from this fucking... Oh god, I'm not drinking Monster Energy on stream again. And I'm not doing a Zatsudan stream on stream again as well when my impenetrable emotional wall has been destroyed by sad pink rabbit woman talking about how bad she is. Oh god, I'm gonna go to bed depressed tonight and regret a lot of the shit I'm saying, but I just generally can't control my faculties at the moment. It's mentally destroyed me. Poor Pippa. Poor Pippa. What a sad woman. I'm glad she's much happier now. Just the Indians, not racist enough. I think I'm allowed to mock the Indians in the UK. I can't mock the other ones because they're Muslim, right? But put 2 and 2 together. But the thing is, though, right, is again, I don't have a problem with them for what they are as such. The problem is that they're doing it over here is my problem, right? There's a difference there. Like I like if I want to go to India, I'll go to India. I want to go to India. I want to go to Canada. I want to see the Canadians in Canada. I don't want to go to Canada and it's fucking India too. Right, but that's the current state of it. It's not racist, right, to want to see. Exactly, I think I'm coping at this point, but it's the opposite of racism I find at this point. Again, I'm not an ethno-nationalist, by the way. I think ethno-nationalists are cringe as well. I have no problems with meeting non-whites. Basically, almost all the guys I met at Vexpo were like non-white as well. A lot of you guys, and again, that didn't bother me whatsoever. No, it's great to see you guys, regardless of your ethnicity. I don't care, right? Don't care about it whatsoever. It's just a case of, you know, I like people with different cultures, countries and identities, and I hate to see cultures die away because they're being replaced by another one, right? It's like interesting how we do pest control on animals to stop species from dying. Oh no, actually, hang on, this could be construed the wrong way if I continue that sentence. Actually, no, we're not going to go there. I don't want you guys to start clipping and saying, oh, Lord Maulington says we should exterminate this group of people because they're pet. No, we're not. I don't mean it like that. But you know what I mean? We protect, we preserve, we preserve some species of animal when they're being replaced by an invasive species, right? I don't want to see other cultures die out, right? It's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I don't think it's racist to think that way, because similarly, I get really annoyed, right? Let's put the shoe on the other foot. I get really pissed off when Westerners try to tell Muslim countries like how to live their lives and what to do with their countries, right? Look, it's like, look, if the UAE and the Middle East want to do what they do with women and slavery and their boy sex slaves and all the other shit they get up to, look, fucking let them. It's their country, their religion, their rules. I don't care. They can do what they want. Just don't fucking bring it over here, please. You know? So I fucking hate that similar element as well. It's not one-sided, right? I'm not one of those people who are like, oh, we have to go across the world and fucking tell everyone, turn every country into America. Well, I mean, you guys can turn England into America. I'd love that. If you guys could turn England into America, that'd be great. I'd love that. Please do that. But, you know, other cultures, other religions, just fucking leave them alone. Let them do the thing. Yeah, you told me about that, Astasia. I don't want to get into like the harassment that the talents themselves are facing, but again, you know, it goes back into this whole situation in the first place, is that atting talents is super gay, right? Don't like at the talents in this drama. Like, what the fuck do you think? That yeah, I don't mean it in that way. I'm genuinely not a racist. I'm just memeing, right? But what was I going to say? It's like, yeah, I think it's like some guys should probably know better than to do that as well, because it's like some of the Face Connect talents are no strangers to being pinged with ats and like being involved in drama unrelated to them, right? Like poor Pippa, every time anything happens to Kirisha, like Pippa gets slammed with ats and pings and annoying people trying to involve her into Kirisha drama. And Lumi as well, like I said before, Lumi's been involved in quite a lot of like fake shit and mean girl and backstabbing and schizo shit from 4chan as well. So like when you're pinging people like Lumi and Pippa and going, oh, Lumi, Pippa, look what your fucking co-worker bitch, nasty whore, cunt did to the Face Connect fans, what are you going to do about it? It's like, guys, please, like they get in that, please, like these Pippa and Lumi don't want to hear it. They've been victims to this shit themselves. Just leave them alone, please. If you've got a problem with the way a Face Connect talent's behaving, Face Connect has a public email inbox, just send it there. Just send it to the Fishman. I think Face Connect does read their emails. I did send Face Connect an email a year ago asking if I could interview Dizzy. They didn't get back to me, right? But I know that Pascal Saucer did. So, yeah, they obviously ghosted me and told me to go fuck myself. But I understand why they didn't want me to interview Dizzy. Fine. I'm not mad. But yeah. Anyway, it's really late. I'm going to be in no mood to go to work tomorrow now because I'm not going to be able to get much sleep. So, yeah. Thank you guys very much for today's stream. Thank you very much for the weird, like, fucking tangent and weird conversation we had there at the end after the preview. And yeah, I'll see you when I see you next. In terms of content, I think for now in the foreseeable future, I'm going to just do the Oshi Push streams, and then I'll probably do a video before I go away, just to give you an update. But then, yeah, I'm keeping my other content scarce because obviously I just want to get this documentary out at this point. So just putting all my energy and effort into getting this out, and then I'll start to upload and be more active, I suppose. So yeah, good night, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, and yeah, I'll speak to you guys later. So take care. Bye.